tomorrow.
And the reason for that is because both Canada and Mexico have allowed an unprecedented invasion of illegal fentanyl that is killing American citizens.
Along with illegal immigrants, she says, China facing 10% tariffs over supplying chemicals used to make fentanyl. She's also pushing back on criticism tariffs could lead to higher prices for U.S. consumers. Federal prosecutors in California just announcing a man agrees to plead guilty to unsafely operating a drone that collided with a firefighting aircraft during the deadly Palisades fire in L.A. Fire officials say there's no evidence it was intentional. He could have faced up to a year in prison under the plea deal. He'll do community service and wildfire relief and pay restitution for the damage, more than $60,000. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Complaints filed. 48 degrees and cloudy in downtown Indianapolis. All clear under radar. Low tonight of just 27. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. 13 anonymous complaints made in 13 days. That's what Indianapolis city leaders say they've received since putting together a system that allows employees to better report sexual harassment.
That's bad. That's really bad. Now, granted, those do have to be investigated to see what the validity of those complaints are, but it's still concerning to me that we have 13 in the 13 days it's been open.
Republican City County Council Minority Leader Brian Mowry at an investigative committee meeting Wednesday. This is all after multiple women claimed their sexual harassment complaints about former Deputy Mayor Thomas Cook were ignored by Mayor Joe Hogsett's office. There was a fatal shooting this afternoon at an apartment complex on the northwest side. It happened just before 1. Officers say they found a person shot at the waterfront terrace apartments near Moeller and West 34th, and that person did die in the hospital. Nothing about a suspect has been mentioned yet. Indiana's Attorney General could be in some hot water again. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Last year, Todd Rokita, after publicly criticizing Bernard for providing a medication abortion to a 10-year-old rape victim, Rokita agreed to a reprimand. However, his decision to publicly assert his remarks were truthful shortly after that has led the Indiana Disciplinary Commission to reopen the case. The commission now faces the decision to whether dismiss the case or move forward, which could result in sanctions like a reprimand or even disbarment. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC. Mobile News.
Some bills being discussed at the State House included putting up the 10 Commandments in public schools, criminalizing abortion, and ending no-fault divorce. Katie Rector with Mad Voter tells Wish TV she's concerned.
Those bills represent sort of a wider influence of Project 2025 interests in terms of imposing a singular view of morality on other people.
Republican House Speaker Todd Houston says he's never read Project 2025. If you've never heard of it, it's a set of conservative policy recommendations put together by the Heritage Foundation. And don't let the mid-50s this week fool you. It's still winter.
We probably will get some snow. We're only in the middle of winter at this time, so to speculate that winter is over at this point, that would be a little foolhardy at this point. I think we'll certainly have chances for more snow as the winter goes on.
Jason Puma with the National Weather Service says there's no snow in the near future. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place is a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Harrison? Looking at eastbound 465 on the north side, slows from Allisonville Road over to I-69. Inbound 69 slow from 96th Street down to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free. UPS shipping, add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Cloudy today with a few spotty showers on and off throughout the afternoon. We'll see highs today around 51. A few spotty showers early tonight, otherwise mostly cloudy with lows near 31. I'm Wish TV storm tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Rescue divers returning to the Potomac River for the D.C. plane crash, although it's not a rescue operation at this point. We found out that out early yesterday it's a recovery operation and investigation. The Black Hawk helicopter crashing into an airline that was making its descent.
Did you see that
runway.
New video that they released? The new video,
man,
not the stuff we saw the other days. The new one is wild.
I can't watch it, man. Call me, maybe I should watch it just because of my job and what I do for a living. I can't watch that. I just can't do it. I understand what happened. I saw what happened from the other footage, and what you're describing is even more vivid.
I mean, it's coming from another angle, right?
Yes.
This video is, but it's much more clear. And you see the plane just coming into land and this helicopter just straight on, like not slowing down. I don't know if it was a malfunction or what, but I don't know how you could not have seen that airplane. Again, we don't know what's going on, but investigators have recovered the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder of the American Airlines plane, still looking for the black box recorder for the helicopter. Now, the New York Times had a headline earlier today talking about the conditions that were inside of that air traffic control room. Again, this is from the New York Times. The air traffic control for the helicopters and planes at the Reagan National Airport is normally handled by 2 operators. However, at the time of the accident, the duties were combined, leaving just one person to handle both duties.
One of the supervisors let a controller go, right?
Correct.
Not let him go, not fire him, and said, hey, it's a slow night, go ahead.
Change of shift, or somebody could go home.
Yes.
And it sounds like this might be commonplace. We're not going to sit here and act like, oh my God, can you believe it? It might be commonplace, but we're just trying to get as much information as we can. Also, in that New York Times report, it's indicating that the Black Hawk helicopter may have been flying way higher than it was supposed to, putting it outside the approved flight path. The New York Times report states that the Black Hawk deviated from the approved low-altitude flight path, and that would have, made it avoid the passenger airline, but instead it was up higher, and it was a direct hit. Again, the new video, for those who have seen it,
I hate it.
It's a direct hit. Donald Trump on Truth Social, quote, "The Black Hawk helicopter was flying too high by a lot. It was far above the 200-foot limit." So that is the latest. And for those who want answers like right away, and I put myself in this category, we all want to find out what happened so it doesn't happen again. These types of things tend to take a long time.
Months. If not a year, if not 12 to 18 months. And Donald Trump mentioned that during his press conference yesterday.
They still have not found the black box that goes with the helicopter. But as of this afternoon, the latest press briefing about an hour ago, 41 of the 67 bodies or remains of the bodies have been recovered. 41 of the 67. And for those who were listening yesterday, you remember when Senator Jim Banks called into our program, kind of broke the news that there was an Indiana connection on that American Airlines flight that was part of this disaster. So that is the latest of everything going on. Let me ask you this, Nige. There's a lot of people asking about DEI. Is it too soon to have the DEI conversation? I know Tony Katz was talking about this a little bit earlier. Where are we at with this? Because I'm somebody that wants all the information out here on the table. And some of these conversations will be uncomfortable. some of these conversations might not be fun at all. I want to find out if these pilots were good at their jobs. I want to find out the staffing of ATC, and I want to find out the hiring practices.
Yeah.
I put all of that under the umbrella of gathering data.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with having these conversations about DEI stuff.
And all those things you mentioned, they're all out there. There's studies, there's articles, DEI. I swear to God, we've been over this 1,000 times. I'm tired of talking about it in terms of having to explain it. If you don't know what it is by now, it's basically gender, race, identity over merit. All
Correct.
right? And so there's been articles, there's been studies that have been done about air traffic controls, the controllers, and how they switch from one system to another to include gender, race, identity. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care ethnicity, religion. Just give me the best person for the job. This was a focus of the Donald Trump press conference yesterday. Was it too soon? I don't think he was saying this was because of DEI. I don't think he was doing that. But it's Donald Trump.
Right.
This is par for the course when we're talking about something this controversial. He's going to bring it up. Now, I don't know. We have no idea what caused this.
Right.
Did it play a role in it? Did somebody that wasn't as qualified, were they in that tower because of DEI? I have no idea. I don't think we'll ever find out about that.
Were the pilots of that chopper not qualified to be doing the training mission they were doing? That's a fair question, too. It doesn't make you a bad person or bad American to question whether or not those soldiers in that helicopter knew what the hell they were doing. It's part of this whole investigation thing. So I think everything is on the table here, right? All things are on the table, but if you're wanting an answer on exactly what happened, I don't think you're going to get one for a while. We got some news coming out of NBC News, Nige. Chuck Todd is out of a job.
No way. He was the host of Meet the Depressed, right?
He was.
And then he got replaced by, was it Welker or something like that?
Kristen Welker now does that show, I believe.
Yeah, wow, out.
I got to be honest with you. I thought he got let go a while back. I didn't know he was still doing stuff for the network. There are very few people that kiss butts the way that Chuck Todd does. George Stephanopoulos, he's probably number one. If you're doing a March Madness bracket of butt kissers, old Snuffleupagus is number one. But boy, a strong number 2 seed that could win the whole thing was Chuck Todd.
He was NBC's chief political analyst. He's leaving to, quote, pursue ventures outside the network, which means some sort of podcast on X.
And he'll get a paycheck from some like political group, some action committee or something like that. He's not done grifting. No. He just won't be on NBC anymore.
Can you tell me Donald Trump's one of his nicknames for
Cuck Todd? Are we accepting that one? Because I believe that's one of them.
I had not heard that one. That one's surprising. I was thinking more of Sleepy Eyes.
Sleepy Eyes.
You remember Sleepy Eyes, Chuck?
That's right. I totally forgot about
Sleepy Eyes, Chuck.
Sleepy Eyes, Chuck. All right, Matt Bear, we got a lot of stuff happening in Indy this weekend. A lot of people in town. Let's get them to where they need to be.
Yeah, Hammer, it looks pretty good southbound 65 coming into downtown for all the festivities happening this weekend. Just slow right now, 21st to Meridian Ped. Looking at the downtown streets, looking pretty good at the moment, standard for Friday afternoon. And then eastbound 465 slows on the northeast side from Allisonville Road over to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Audible. If you're stuck in traffic, why not tap into your well-being with Audible audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Hear expert insight on health, relationships, finance, and more. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Man, I want to have a good time today. I know some of the stories in the news cycle, they're not fun.
Yeah.
It's our job to give you the updates and make sure you know all of the information and all the things people are talking about. But man, it's Friday. The Royal Rumble is in town this weekend. Pacers got a home game. Let's have some fun. We're going to do Beer Sample Friday every single hour today.
What?
Yes. We're going to do Beer Sample Friday.
Okay.
Every hour. And our old pal, our old producer, TK Dub, the Kyle Wells, he's going to join us in studio next for the first Beer Sample Friday. He's covering the Royal Rumble for us. We're going to have a good time. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show
returns to Grand Park February 7th through 9th.
Find inspiration from over 200 exhibitors, artisans, and crafters.
SuburbanIndyShows.com.
Hey, if you're a vodka drinker, but you haven't tried out Barkeep vodka yet, you are totally missing out. It's the cleanest vodka ever. They're using this new compression filtering process that reduces the bite and the burn and the aftertaste. It is smooth.
You won't find a better vodka at a lower price, and it's made and distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. Check out Barkeep Vodka. Buy a bottle at any Indiana grocery or liquor store, or visit barkeepvodka.com for a list of locations.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five. Yeah.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we are so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there is absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355.
Planning to propose this Valentine's Day? Shane Company has your back. Our easy process to create your dream engagement ring is rock solid. 1, pick your ring setting. 2, choose your center stone. 3, personalize it. With our wide selection of beautiful settings and hand-picked diamonds and gemstones, all at competitive prices, your ring will be as unique as your love story. We'll hand-set your ring in our jeweler's workshop right here in our store and protect it with our free lifetime warranty. Walk in with a dream, walk out with the ring that will take their breath away. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present
Beer Sample.
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beers on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
3 Beer Sample Fridays today on the show. A 4?
4.
Wait a minute. How many? Dude,
we're on air for 4 hours, Nigel.
Well, you know what? Fine. Call the Uber now for what I don't care.
You all right there, Chief?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay. Joining us in studio, which, by the way, thanks to our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress for Beer Sample Friday, Joining us in studio, no stranger to the Hammer and Nigel show. He was our former producer for a long time. He is the official WWE Royal Rumble correspondent for the Hammer and Nigel show. You know him, you love him. TKW, Kyle Wells is here.
Finally, producer TKW has come back to the Hammer and Nigel show. Thank you, fellas, for having me.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. You both look great.
Hammer pulled it off with the credentials for you.
Yeah, Hammer.
How did you do that?
He's the real MVP. That's how he did it. He needs to enter the Royal Rumble at Lucas Oil Stadium tomorrow.
Oh, that'd be fun. It'd be fun. No, they just put an email thing out, and I'm on the list, and it's like, here's what's happening for a Royal Rumble. Would you like somebody credentialed? It's like, there's one person. There's one person I want. So before we get into what you've been doing today, who you spoke with, all that kind of stuff, and before we crack open a cold one, because we're doing this every hour, give me the breakdown. For somebody listening right now that has no idea what in the blue hell the Royal Rumble is with WWE tomorrow, give it to me in layman's terms.
So there are two Royal Rumbles. There's a men's Royal Rumble and a women's Royal Rumble. And basically, the Royal Rumble, there are 30 wrestlers that participate in this one match. Now, 2 wrestlers start the match at entrance number 1 and 2.
It's a blind draw.
It's a blind draw. And then I believe it's every 2 minutes or so, a new participant comes and joins the Rumble. Now, the only way to win the Royal Rumble is to be the last person standing. So you have to throw your opponent over the top rope, and both of their feet have to touch the floor.
So like when Nigel used to get thrown out of bars in Broad Ripple in his 20s, that's how you eliminate somebody in this match.
Absolutely. And the last person standing wins the Royal Rumble, thus getting a guaranteed championship match at WrestleMania.
Okay, now for folks who are like me, I'm 47 years old. I grew up watching not only like the Hulk Hogan, Macho Man stuff of the 80s, but I kind of got back into it in like the Stone Cold Rock type era as well. Who are some of the folks we're going to see in action this weekend, Kyle?
You're going to see Roman Reigns. Acknowledge me. He is the top face. He's the man.
He's the current guy.
He's the current guy. I mean, he is the dude. But guess what? John Cena is going to be in this Royal Rumble. This is his last Royal Rumble.
He's got a bald spot like I do now.
I know. He just needs to go ahead and do what I did and embrace being bald. It's beautiful. CM Punk's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins is going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Where can people watch this? Like if you don't have tickets, because some people, like they might watch it this weekend because it's in Indy and there's so much publicity about it. How can they watch it?
You can watch it on Peacock.
Okay.
So get the Peacock.
Do you have to have like the premium Peacock subscription, or if you've got the Peacock, you can watch the Royal Rumble?
Absolutely. You don't need the premium unless you want the ads, but if you get the premium, it doesn't have the ads and it's just straight up wrestling content.
I had the Peacock once. I cured it with penicillin.
That does not surprise me, Nigel.
Sleep with one girl from Southport. Next thing you know, you're fighting the Peacock. So today was like media junket day, right? So the way Dave Letterman used to send like Biff out to talk to people, we sent you, Kyle, out to talk to some of these WWE superstars. Take me through what that was like today.
Oh, man, it was awesome. And once again, I'm very appreciative of the opportunity. So there I was with all the other media personalities. I mean, there were a ton.
Did you wear sleeves?
I did. You know, you guys be proud of me. I actually wear sleeves a lot more these days.
I'm disappointed, actually.
Well, maybe I'll go back to not wearing sleeves. But for this event, I decided to wear sleeves and jeans. I got jeans on, which is weird.
Very strange.
I got a chance to interview Braun Breaker. Now, he is the son of Rick Steiner.
The old Steiner brothers
and
from back in the day.
The nephew of Scott Steiner. So that was,
okay.
That was really cool. Tiffany Stratton, the reigning current WWE Women's Champion.
Now, I'm going to show Nigel a photo of Miss Tiffany Stratton here from across the room.
Contain yourself, Nigel.
That's Tiffy time right there.
Oh dear Lord, they let you stand next to that person?
They sure did.
That woman, what? I'm speechless. Wow.
Yeah,
How was she?
She was super nice, super sweet. However,
how'd she smell?
She smelled great. She smelled great.
You loved her musk?
She had good musk. Good musk.
We put some of the videos up on our social media of you asking these people who have never met us a day in their life who would win in a match between Hammer and Nigel. Now, they've never seen us. They have no idea who we are. But what was the consensus?
3-0 Hammer.
3-0. So we put some of those videos up on
sorry, Nigel,
our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
I pretty much conceded that Nigel's kind of a wimpy P-type name. I mean, it's old English from the 1800s. I
Right.
get it. I understand.
We trust you with coming up with legislation to deal with Scotland Yard. We don't trust you in a Royal Rumble. All right, so if we're going to do Beer Sample Friday every hour here, let's crack the first one. What do we got here, Mondo?
Well, let me tell you something, Hammer. We got the real American beer, Hulk Hogan's beer, brother.
Hold it up to the camera. There it is. Now, this is not available in Indy.
No, I had to go all the way to Chicago to get this, and it was worth it. Totally worth it.
All right, so on a count of 3, everybody say rumble and take a drink.
Rumble.
1, 2, 3, rumble! All right. I want updates all throughout the event tomorrow, Kyle.
Incredible.
You got it. Very light, very
Kyle, you're the
smooth.
man. We miss you, brother.
I
Thank
miss you guys. I love you guys.
I like Allison better, but you're okay, too.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
If this is the year to build your custom dream home, Joyner Homes is ready to help make your dream come true. They offer the flexibility to build on your own lot, allowing you to build a home in the place you've always envisioned. A dedicated in-house team of experts will guide you through every step, offering unmatched personalization and flexibility. Joyner Homes provides clear and upfront pricing and floor plans to inspire you. There's no time like the present to get in touch with Joyner Homes to talk about your vision and learn more about their building process. Visit JoynerHomes.com.
Dads happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state, back and forth, dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then, 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Making sure they don't go ignored. 49 degrees, plenty of clouds in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar is clear of any rain, but showers are possible tonight. Low temps likely to drop below 30. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:30. Complaints are beginning to be filed using the city's new workplace harassment reporting system. Members of the investigative committee looking into those complaints want to make sure that nothing's being ignored.
We are also trying to figure out if there's a delay with anyone not responding in a timely manner, then we want to give it enough time to let the person see our responses in the case management system before closing out anything.
Indy HR Director Twana Ellis says 13 complaints have been made in the last 13 days using the new system, which is put in place over concerns that previous reports of misconduct were going unanswered. President Donald Trump blamed DEI for the collision between a passenger plane and Army helicopter Wednesday night in D.C. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt explained the stance today.
He wants pilots in this country who have the great responsibility of flying American citizens by the tens of millions every single day to be chosen for that position based on their merit and their skills.
The air traffic control tower was apparently understaffed that night. Reports also say the helicopter was flying higher than allowed. New charges have been filed against Attorney General Todd Rokita for reversing his admission of misconduct. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Rokita faces new charges after contradicting his earlier admission of misconduct over false claims about Dr. Caitlin Bernard. After accepting a reprimand for criticizing her, he claimed his remarks were truthful, prompting the disciplinary commission to reopen the case. The commission will now decide whether to dismiss or pursue charges, potentially leading to a hearing, sanctions, or disbarment. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Dry and mild weather is what's on the menu this weekend, says Jason Puma with the National Weather Service.
There hasn't really been any intrusions of colder air that's expected to come into the Ohio Valley as we saw during the much of January.
Puma says temps are likely to stay in the 50s at least the next few days. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:32.
Recent talk about rising interest rates and economic uncertainty may have you wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Will I get the price I need? Will it take too long? The good news, you don't have to figure this out by yourself. There is a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate. Call my agent, Mark Dietel. Maybe you want a guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel's the only real estate expert I trust and recommend with the sale of my home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Greg and Franklin said this: my tenant moved out of my investment property, and I was ready to sell. I heard about Mark on the radio, and everything they say is true. In 15 days on the market, I had a cash offer I wanted on the property. Selling with Mark Dietel was fast, easy, and profitable. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold, or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
The traffic at 3:33. Here's Matt Bear.
Inbound 69 a little bit slow. Before 96th Street down to 82nd. Inbound 69 tight from 21st to Meridian Penn. Everything else looking pretty good right now if you're heading to downtown for wrestling weekend in Indianapolis. I don't see any trouble here at the moment except for that slowdown on southbound 65. West Street exit looks good into downtown. Everything on 70 on the south end, nice as well. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Transform your bathroom with Dream Baths by B. New tub or shower conversions can be installed in as little as 1 day to financing as low as $99 a month. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
After a rainy start to our Friday evening, the rain will slow down overnight. Clouds will be only partly overhead, and low temperatures will drop to 28 with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renard Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Yeah. What up? This is Dr. Dre. The party's going on. Thank God it's Friday.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Nigel. Hammer's here. The big bowling event, Red, White, and Bowl, presented by Jack Daniels, coming up pretty much a month from now. A little less than that because February is a short month. February 28th, it's a Friday. It's a beer sample Friday, sponsored by Jack Daniels. I'm sure that we can incorporate Beer Sample Friday and Jack Daniels in some way, shape, or form.
Dude, when Beer Sample Friday hooks up with Jack Daniels, somebody's getting pregnant that night. I'm just telling you right now. Someone's getting pregnant that night.
Oh, dear. Allison, bring the contraceptions, please. But it's February 28th at Woodland, and it benefits bowling for veterans.
Which that money stays in Indiana. So if there's a Hoosier veteran that's down on his luck, whether it's a mental thing, whether it's a can't afford to pay your rent thing, Bowling for Veterans Link takes care of these guys. So if you got paid today, some of you folks got a paycheck, not Rob Kendall, but some folks who got a paycheck, buy your tickets now because this thing will sell out. It sold out last year. Now, as of a couple days ago, there were 14 lanes left, a little less than 14 now. So 6 people are in a lane. So if you got 6 buddies and you want to go in, buy your lane right now. If you just want to buy a ticket for you and a friend, we'll put you in a lane with some fellow Hammer and Nigel listeners, and I promise you will get the pizza buffet, you will get the free drink, you will get the full experience and 3 hours of bowling. It's so worth your money.
It's a party.
It's a party, and the money is for a great cause for Hoosier veterans. So go to the events page of WIBC.com, buy your tickets there, or go to our social media. We hope to see you there. All right, so last week, we started an all-new segment called Barguments. It's an idea that we completely stole from our pal Dan Levy, who joins us now. Yeah. Dan, the man, bass, how are you?
Well pilfered, everybody. Well pilfered.
So if we're going to do this right, we have to have the official Barguments music. Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
Here we go.
Let it begin.
Barguments. 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 Barguments.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
And the whole premise behind this, Dan, is these are friendly little debates that you can have with your friends, maybe over a bar, and some people take it really seriously, correct?
Some people take it a little more seriously than they should, but it is all in good fun, and there's no real answer.
All right, so this week we will try to get the crowd involved. We will open it up to listeners here in just a moment. We tried to do this last week, but there were some issues. So what is the Bargument? What is the topic we are dealing with this weekend, Mr. Levy?
Well, in honor of the big wrestling event taking place here in the area, if we were to take all of the cereal logos, past, present, future, and throw them all in a wrestling ring, who's coming out victorious?
You talking you mean the mascots?
All the mascots, yes.
So, like...
Oh, wow.
We're talking Tony the Tiger. We're talking the Cheerio Bee. We're talking Frankenstein. What is it? Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Lucky the Lucky Charm, Smacks, Captain Crunch.
Okay.
All of them. All of them in one giant milky ring.
Do I... So I have to pick one coming out of the ring.
If all of these mascots got in the ring, who is the winner?
Oh, man, I made a list. I'm going to start with Tony the Tiger. We can circle back around if you want. I'm scared of tigers. You know this. I'm scared to death of being mauled by a tiger. I'm scared to death
of... It's a common fear for those who live in Zionsville.
Yeah, if a tiger somehow escapes a zoo and it's wandering down my neighborhood, tigers scare the hell out of me. I'm saying it's Tony the Tiger, Frosted Flakes, coming out of that Royal Rumble ring.
See, I'm with you, but overall, that tiger is still pretty friendly, and he wants people to be in a good mood, and they want to have a good day.
Right, he's positive. Like, he's not a mean, feral tiger. He's like a friendly tiger that Ricky Bobby has, like, in the back of the car. See, pound for pound...
That cougar will do what he was born to do.
Pound for pound, Dan, I'm coming to the table with Captain Crunch, and this is why.
Here we go.
Because I feel like not only does, he have the leadership skills to be able to figure this out, he didn't work his way up to the ranks of a captain by being an idiot. He also has a boat with a cannon on it. Now, I don't know what's in that cannon. Maybe it's milk, maybe it's not. But the fact that my man's coming to the table with a weapon, I think that separates him from the competition.
And the other thing that he has going for him, that unlike other captains and pirate-themed people, there's nothing wooden on him. There's no, like, Family Guy, Seamus, where he's all wood.
He's got all of his legs, all of his arms.
He's got limbs. He's got limbs.
Where are you going, Dan?
You know what? It's interesting because at first, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this one. At first, I was thinking Snap, Crackle, and Pop because there's 3 of them.
Sure.
But they're little fellas.
Right. You could just step on each one of them like a cockroach.
I am definitely afraid of the nutbag that is the Cocoa Crisp, the Cocoa Puffs guy.
Oh, the
That
cuckoo for
guy-
Cocoa Puffs bird.
The bird.
He is a wild card, and so is the Honey Smacks guy. The Honey Smacks is very scary too, but there is something about a bird that is nuts that scares me. I don't know if you guys have ever walked in certain areas and a bird will come violently close, or even some of those birds with like a little red, like they have like a red dot like on their wings. I don't know what they're called, but they're all over here in Illinois.
Well, hell,
And if you
people
get
are
too
like that
close to,
too,
like, the
Dan.
tree, they will hit you in the head.
People
I
are
don't want
like
no part
that.
of those
Like,
things. That guy freaks me out.
you find a crackhead, he acts the exact same way as the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs bird. So I get
And
it.
that's what I'm saying.
They're
he
unpredictable.
will also do anything to get after that cereal. And he's not. Tony the Tiger wants you to eat his cereal. The Cocoa Puffs guy is eating the cereal. I want no part of him.
Nige?
I got a counter to that. How about Chip the Wolf, Cookie Crisp? That crazy bastard. Look at the face. Look at his eyes. He's wanting to eat that cereal too. So you made a good point, Dan.
He looks like Tim Walz in that debate against J.D. Vance.
The cookie,
Actually, I was thinking he is more of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch chef guy with the really crazy eyes. That was Tim Walz to me. So I was thinking that too.
I don't know. Can I say one more? I don't know.
Please.
Can I say
It's a
one
rumble.
more?
Please.
Like I've already done Tony the Tiger. Dude, you guys are missing Lucky the Leprechaun from Lucky Charms. Those
and
bastards.
That guy, he's really sneaky.
Those-
He's got magic, and he's got that marshmallow cereal, which, let's face it, Lucky Charms is, I think, if we're going to say what's the best tasting cereal, Lucky Charms is the closest thing to crack you're going to find.
See, you guys are all coming to the table with these people with positive attitudes.
I don't know.
We've all seen a fight where the dude who's got nothing to lose is the most dangerous in the situation, and this is where the Trix Rabbit comes in. Because the Trix Rabbit, his whole time, this whole time, he's being told, you can't have the cereal. Trix isn't for kids. So he has to go back defeated every single time. And he reminds me of Steve Buscemi's character in Billy Madison. We're going to go back to the Trix Rabbit's hole. He's got a people to kill list, and he's got nothing to lose.
Boy, am I glad I called that guy. You
Exactly.
actually brought up that I didn't even factor into the fact that he's been denied the cereal, and that is another. I didn't add that one to the list.
So what
That's
we're going to
not
do
bad.
right now is open everything up. 239-9393. This is the bargument for today. In a cereal mascot Royal Rumble, who comes out on top? And you have to have a reason why. 239-9393, or hit us up on our social media at Hammer and Nigel. And we've also got the YouTube chat rocking and rolling. And if folks want to find more Barguments, Dan, where can they go?
Please do. Barguments is anywhere that you download your podcast. And this week, I actually had a good Bargument interview and lots of good Barguments with Bob Bergen, who is the voice of Porky Pig. He's also Tweety Bird and Luke Skywalker of the Star Wars video games. And we said, who is the greatest cartoon character of all time?
Oh, okay. Maybe we will have to tackle that next week or another
Done.
time.
Done.
But we'll talk to you soon, Dan. Thank you.
See you guys next week. Let the rumble begin.
239-9393.
February's creeping up on us here. Actually, it starts tomorrow. It's a short month. And if you haven't looked at that calendar, it ends February 28th, which is, by the way, the last day you could save 60% off all window styles from Window Nation. And you could get 0 interest with no payments for 2 years. I am a longtime Window Nation customer. I love my Window Nation windows and how they look and how they save me a bunch of energy.
So all this month in February, don't miss out on this. You can miss Groundhog's Day. You can even miss Valentine's Day. But do not miss your chance to save 60% off all style of windows. And if that's not enough, you don't pay anything for 2 years. Call Window Nation right now. Schedule your free in-home consultation with the experts at Window Nation. 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit. a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Life is busy enough without plumbing problems. That's why you need an expert to fix it right the first time. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it. And we'll always give you honest advice at a fair price. That's the LD Smith Plumbing Promise. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
B is offering 1 bath remodel for as low as $99 a month or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
All right, your call's coming up in just a moment, but first, Matt Baer's got to look at the roads.
North side, stop to westbound 465 Westfield Boulevard over to Meridian 31. That is a 20-minute delay because of construction. 2 left lanes are closed. This is construction that's going to go on throughout the evening, so the delay is going to get worse as the evening progresses. Located southbound 65, slow to downtown 21st Street to Meridian Penn. Inbound 69, stop-and-go traffic 96th Street down to 82nd. And a crash reported in West Lafayette, southbound 65 near the Tippecanoe County, White County line near mile marker 184. Expect slowdowns there. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up after 4 o'clock, we will hear from Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, in regards to the plane crash at the Reagan Airport. Also, the Democrats looking for some answers. Something they're saying I'm not buying. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. It's 49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, but right now, we got some serious stuff going on.
Very serious.
Having a good old-fashioned bargument. This is an argument you could have in a bar and get people involved with, and the question is simple. In honor of the Royal Rumble in Indy this weekend, if you took all the cereal mascots and put them into the ring, who would be the winner of a cereal mascot Royal Rumble? Let's go to James. James, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, hi, guys. How we doing today?
Good, man.
Oh, that's not too bad. So actually, this wouldn't be that hard of a thing to figure out. If you picked all those mascots, you would have to go with the Cheerios Bee. The Cheerios Bee couldn't be eliminated, technically. If you threw it over the top rope, it's never going to hit the ground. Be right back in the ring.
That's a good point. Although you can wound a bee. Like, I've smacked a bee before, and it's fallen to the ground. It's not dead, but it's still kind of moving around a little bit.
But then if a bee stings something, too, it's dead, too, right? The stinger comes out of it, and you're done?
That's interesting. That's interesting. We'll have to study up more on that one. Dave is up next. Dave, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, how's it going? I think you guys are missing the obvious choice here, which would be Count Chocula.
Explain.
He's a vampire. The only way he can, be killed is stake through the heart.
He's undead.
Yes.
Basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But, man, I feel like Captain Crunch could put a stake through his heart. If he can make that cereal so hard that it hurts the top part of your mouth, he could certainly put something through your heart.
This is true.
Yeah, it does.
Rick is up next. Rick, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
No, hi, guys. I think everybody keeps saying you've missed the obvious. Well, the obvious is a breakfast mascot. I didn't realize it was only cereal, but you've got to consider Wallace the Waffle Whiffer, who was the well-known mascot for Aunt Jemima Waffles. Wallace the Waffle Whiffer can outmaneuver every one of those mascots you guys have been talking about. It's a little young for you guys. You guys are a little young to know Wallace, but if you Google him, it's pretty funny. He's on YouTube.
Okay, Rick, thank you for that. But the rules of engagement are cereal box mascots here. Did you look it up, Nige?
I mean, I did. Yeah, it looks like it's something from the 70s. I don't really get it. That's a great name.
It's a great name. Sounds like something that Chris Christie probably has in his cabinet. Let's go to Greg. Greg, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, guys. There's just going to be one winner to this thing, and that's Mr. T. He's got the mean, bad attitude that Hammer was talking about, and he has WrestleMania experience.
That's true. Now, do they still make Mr. T cereal, or is that done?
I think it's done.
Okay.
So you're saying that's not going to count here in this discussion because they don't make it?
Yeah, I think it's got to be an active, cereal. You can't put dead people in the Royal Rumble because they're not around anymore. Okay. And if Mr. T cereal's not on the market. But there are some cereals I've got questions about. Like, do they still make Boo Berry? Because the argument you could make for Count Chocula kind of goes the same for Boo Berry. So I don't know.
What movie was Mr. T cereal predominantly featured in at the very beginning?
Oh, that would be Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Very good. Very
the
nice.
cereal machine, the breakfast machine.
Pee-wee, of course, coming out as gay posthumously.
I thought he already did.
No.
I mean, that's why he didn't put the moves on Dottie at the movie theater, right? Thought we all kind of knew. Rob is up next. Rob, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey guys.
Hey.
I'm going with Quisp. That little dude with the spaceship. He can fly around, shoot everybody with his laser beams. Definitely a bad dude.
Yeah, see, that's the argument that I made with Captain Crunch, because he's got access to a boat and a cannon. If you've got some sort of weapon or something else that goes along with you, I think that goes a long way.
Is that obscure Quisp? Yeah, I mean, that's Quaker. That's a Quaker brand.
Yeah.
I don't know
it's
that
a
I've heard
brand,
of that.
yeah. Let's go to Charles. Charles, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, hey, I'll tell you, but two things real quick. Next time you get a chance, do a split screen deal of Seth MacFarlane and Micah Beckwith. They look like twin brothers when they were swearing in. My run, I thought he was on the studio, but it was called, do a split screen. Micah Beckwith and Seth MacFarlane.
Got it.
Separated. Okay, the cereal, even though it wasn't a mascot, it was one of the most bizarre and off the market. As fact, back in, I think, late 60s, early 70s, called Clackers.
Called what?
Clackers, believe it or not. And they would do a guy would say, sure, or the guy come in and says, sure, somebody ate it. It's a giant man eating, and you hear this voice go, Clackers. And another one has a sheriff. He says, somebody robbed the bank. Who is it? Why, it was Bonnie and Clackers. It went off the market because people not only were busting their teeth on the stuff, it was like dog food, they were actually having choking on the stuff. Have you ever heard of Clackers?
I have not, and I have no idea how to respond to that at all. Like, at all. So keep the conversation going, man.
I'm telling you, the Count Chocula, the undead, it's a good angle, and I'm going to keep with Lucky the Leprechaun, too. Irish like to fight.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if that's a negative stereotype or not, but, the Fighting Irish, Notre Dame.
And
Lucky Charms guy.
To Dan Levy's point, the coked out Cocoa Bird, I mean, he might just be a maniac, right? I mean, his heart is racing, his eyes are bloodshot. I mean, he gets fired up. I mean, if you can get him to, wear himself out, then I think you can eliminate him. But for those 5 minutes there, the Cocoa Bird's just going to be a problem. You're going to have to deal with the Cocoa Bird. Again, keep all these conversations going at Hammer and Nigel and on the YouTube chat. Top stories and another Beer Sample Friday on the way.
You got to love Barkeep Vodka, especially if you're a vodka drinker. They are local. They help out Indiana farmers. The corn is distilled in Indiana with Indiana farmers, and they utilize this new compression filtering process that reduces the bite and the burn and the aftertaste. It is smooth vodka, and it's a better value than almost all the other top shelf vodkas out there.
Top shelf quality at a low price. Grab a bottle of Barkeep Vodka and help out Indiana farmers. BarkeepVodka.com.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are going to need a bigger cake.
Now through March 23rd, get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add an unlimited mobile line. Plus, get free Wi-Fi equipment included for 2 years. Switch today and join the network that delivers gig speed to the most homes. Xfinity. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan auto-pay start bank account. Taxes and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After 12 months, internet rate increases to $65. After 24 months, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilson, third generation owner of Wilson Farm Market, just 15 minutes north of 465 on 31. If you are looking for your source of homegrown, locally made, know where your food's coming from, we are your spot. We have hand-dipped ice cream, 130 different kinds of cheese. We fry chicken, just a little bit of everything, a foodie's heaven. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465, right on US 31.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show
returns to Grand Park February 7th through 9th.
Find inspiration from over 200 exhibitors, artisans, and crafters.
SuburbanIndyShows.com.
Neighborhoods are popping up everywhere, but if you want something different than what you're currently seeing, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, can build you a unique, custom home on your own private lot or anywhere you can bring your own builder. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. Visit Joyner Homes Model Homes or go to JoynerHomes.com to see floor plans and pricing and more. With Joyner Homes, you can even start from scratch if you want. Check out their 5-star Google reviews and visit JoynerHomes.com.
Life-changing discovery should never be left to chance. IU Indianapolis is Indiana's premier urban research university, home to 50 research centers and institutes, which means our students don't just study groundbreaking research, they make their very own breakthroughs from day one. We're here to make the future happen. Bring on tomorrow. IU Indianapolis. Discover what's next at go.iu.edu/breakthrough.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
It's a new year. It's time to get your home Zero-Resified. Call Zero-Res and take 24% off all services for this month. Book online anytime at ZeroResIndy.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, why you shouldn't get used to having 50-degree weather in the winter. IMPD says they're looking into a fatal shooting at an apartment complex this afternoon, and how the city of Indianapolis is handling complaints of workplace harassment. Those stories and more all coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
Reassurance from the White House. Lisa Brady, Fox News, that President Trump still intends to lower costs and inflation, even though new tariffs will kick in tomorrow as planned.
25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada, and a 10% tariff on goods from China will be implemented Saturday.
These are promises made and promises kept by the president.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt did not say if exemptions would be made for some imports, but pushed back on suggestions the tariffs will increase prices at the gas pump or grocery store.
I think Americans who are concerned about increased prices should look at what President Trump did in his first term.
The president has long threatened tariffs on countries he says are not doing enough to stop the flow of illegal migration or drugs into the U.S.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Canada and Mexico say they're ready to respond to tariffs. A late sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow dropping 337 points as the White House reaffirmed tariffs are coming. Helicopter traffic is being restricted around Washington's Reagan National Airport. The Transportation Secretary just confirming it, saying the decision will help to immediately secure the airspace as investigators try to determine why an Army Black Hawk and a passenger jet collided Wednesday night, killing 67 people. 41 sets of remains recovered so far.
We expect to recover all of the bodies. We have that's why our teams are still working. We're going to have to work with the salvage company to do some of that work.
D.C. Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly calling it heartbreaking work on the Potomac River. Plans to build a railroad first responder training center are canceled in East Palestine, Ohio, where there was a toxic train derailment in 2023.
While the concept was very promising, we felt it would place an unsustainable burden on the village of 4,700 people.
The mayor, Trent Conaway, says Norfolk Southern's agreed to transfer ownership of the land involved to the village. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Not something to get used to. Cloudy and nearly 50 degrees downtown. There's no rain on your radar for now, and you'll have a low of about 27 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Well, having temps in the 50s is not normal for late January. It could be staying this warm the next couple of days.
On Saturday, our high temperature will be around 42, and on Sunday, we'll have a high near 55, and again a high near 55 on Monday.
Jason Puma with the National Weather Service reminds you that it is still winter, so don't get used to these warmer days. Snow is still possible, just a bit further out. There was a fatal shooting this afternoon at an apartment complex on the northwest side. It happened just before 1 in the afternoon. Officers say they found a person shot at the Waterfront Terrace Apartments near Moeller and West 34th. That person later died in the hospital. Nothing about a suspect has been mentioned yet. Police say give them a call if you have any info. Does the name Thomas Cook ring a bell? He's the former deputy mayor of Indianapolis and was accused of workplace sexual harassment. The women who reported him said their complaints were largely ignored, and it's why a new anonymous reporting system was put in place in Indy, and in its first 13 days of operation, it included 13 complaints.
That's bad. That's really bad. Now, granted, those do have to be investigated to see what the validity of those complaints are, but it's still concerning to me that we have 13 in the 13 days it's been open.
Republican City Council Minority Leader Brian Mowry at an investigative committee meeting Wednesday. And an advocacy group is concerned about several of the bills being discussed at the State House, claiming they're straight out of Project 2025. Here's Kurt Darling.
Bills like requiring public schools to display the 10 Commandments, ending no-fault divorce, or criminalizing abortion. The group Mad Voters says bills like these are a threat to the rights of many Hoosiers, but Republican House Speaker Todd Houston says,
first of all, I've never even read Project 2025, so I wouldn't even know what that classification is.
Katie Rector with Mad Voters says bills pushing a singular view of morality should not become law. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Planning to host friends and family for the big game? You know the rush to get the house ready for a big sports gathering, but there's one thing you can't fix with a coat of paint or a few home improvement hacks. If you've been seeing cracked bricks, gaps in your floors or walls, bowing basement walls, or cracks in your chimney, you're dealing with issues that go beyond cosmetic fixes. These are all signs of damage to your home's foundation, and if left untreated, they can get worse over time. Don't stress. Let Indiana Foundation Service help. A free inspection by the experts from Indiana Foundation Service will identify the source of the problem so you can address it before it turns into a bigger issue. Visit IndianaFoundation.com today to schedule your free inspection and get a no-obligation quote. Indiana Foundation Service. Trusted experts keeping your home safe and strong.
Indiana Foundation Service. Reliability from the ground up.
The traffic on the 5s at 4:05. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, we have a bad on the north side here. It's westbound 465 that stopped from Keystone Avenue over to US 31, and it looks like this is going to be the case for most of rush hour. Right now, we are in a 21-minute delay. It's pothole patching, or patching of the interstate. Left two lanes are currently closed, and again, according to INDOT, this is likely going to be the case through evening rush hour. Those two left lanes will be shut down, so maybe play it on an alternative route here. Coming into downtown, southbound 65 stop and go 21st to Meridian Penn. Northbound 69 starting to slow down in Madison County before State Road 13 because of road construction. Watch that delay. Traffic sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data for a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
After a rainy start to our Friday evening, the rain will slow down overnight. Clouds will be only partly overhead, and low temperatures will drop to 28 with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renor Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Hey, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. There is a new video angle showing the Black Hawk helicopter crashing into the descending commercial airline flight in Washington, D.C. I can't watch it. I scroll past it immediately. Maybe there's some part of aspect, my job that maybe I should watch that, Hammer, but the video shows the helicopter, the Black Hawk, just crashing right into it just quickly. And I don't know what happened, man. It's going to take them a while to figure it out, but it looks bad.
This new angle that they released this video from, I don't know. There's no way that helicopter could not have seen that plane. I mean, it's right in the line, and it's almost as if the helicopter speeds up and crashes right into the plane. So maybe it's malfunctioning. Maybe there's some sort of technical issue. I don't know. We still don't have the black box of the helicopter. We've got some of the stuff from the passenger yet, but nothing from the helicopter at this point. So it's going to be a while until we find out officially what went on and how did this happen. Earlier today, Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, he went on Fox, and like we mentioned earlier, it's okay to have tough conversations about were qualified people in the positions that they needed to be in.
But the environment around which we choose pilots or air traffic controllers, as the president pointed out correctly yesterday, better be the highest possible standard, the best of the best who are managing, multiple flights. I mean, a flight a minute and managing radio traffic. I think the closest analogy to military service, guys, is pilots or air traffic controllers. I don't care what background they come from, what their race is, what their gender is, if they're rich or they're poor. I just need them to be good at their job because I need my flight to land safely. The same thing applies to the Defense Department, to our military. I don't care about your background, your gender, or your skin color. I want the best. And that's why when the president says merit-based and colorblind, he's exactly right across government. So he's correct to point out at the FAA or in our flights, it should not be about anything other than excellence.
Now, keep in mind, Hegseth is not solely saying that this happened because of DEI or it happened because of the air traffic controllers. He's not ruling out error on the pilot of that chopper either.
But it has to be on the table. It has to be a conversation we have. Gender, race, identity over merit is a thing that is actually, thankfully, quickly disappearing in this country. DEI standards for giant corporations are doing away with gender, race, identity over merit. He's absolutely right. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your religion is. please just be the best at what you do.
Right. And I see people saying the helicopter was flying too high and an air traffic controller went home early. Yes, those are facts. But still, based on this new video, even if that chopper was higher than it was supposed to be, there is almost zero chance they did not see that plane. And based on the experts that we've spoken with, we had a lot of them on yesterday, it's not uncommon for air traffic controllers during a changing of shifts or a slow time to send somebody home.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
The boss will say, hey, why don't you go ahead and take, wrap it up. We'll take care of your stuff plus our stuff.
Right. Now, did that, was that the reason why this happened? We don't know.
It's being reported that happened, though, in that control tower.
Right.
Not the reason why the crash happened, but that the people in the air traffic controller tower were maintaining multiple flights.
Right. But from what I've been told from folks who know way more about working in air traffic control than I do, it's not uncommon. Especially if your office is a little short-staffed, it's not something that's out of the ordinary. If you told an air traffic controller, you mean somebody got sent home last night and one person was working? They would look at you and go, yeah. Happens every night. In an interview with the Associated Press, the outgoing DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, he was reflecting on why his party got boat raced in this last election, lost all the swing states, electoral college blowout. He says the party should have stuck behind Joe Biden. Do you buy it, Nige?
Stuck behind Joe Biden? No, I believe there's a reason why there was a unofficial a coup, a removal of Joe Biden from. No, I don't buy it at all. Everybody who was anybody knew that Joe Biden was the disaster, including his boss, Obama, who gave the okay to his celebrity buddy, George Clooney, to write that op-ed piece in the New York Times saying, hey, Joe, time to step down after that disastrous debate against Donald Trump.
Right.
No,
people forget how bad that debate was. Like, if there's any, decision that you could second guess, any decision, you could do Monday morning quarterback on, it's hitching your wagon to Kamala Harris. Maybe you have an open primary, some sort of emergency primary. You open it up. Would Buttigieg have had a shot? Could Bernie or Gavin or somebody had a shot? I mean, all of those things probably would have been better off for them than the one person that polled lower than Joe Biden, Kamala Harris.
They didn't have a choice. They didn't give him. The Democrats didn't give him a choice. This is it. Here you are, installed. Better vote, and it didn't happen.
Go back to that debate. Again, this guy.
Do we have to?
The former DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, says this guy is who they should have rallied behind.
What Mr. Trump left me. He created 15,000 new jobs. And,
You got a minute.
We have 1,000 trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires in America. The total initiative. The only terrorist who's done anything across the border is one who came along and killed three, under his administration, killed an Al-Qaeda person coming in his administration. I was recently in France, caused brain damage. This guy told Trump, do you think he'll stop when if he takes Ukraine? What do you think of Belarus? United Nations Security Council, we are the biggest producer. No president in our history has spoken like that before. But I do know he has a real problem. You saw people occupying providing housing. These corporations that collude. The impact on the choice. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
My favorite part of that debate, too, is when Trump responded, I don't know what he just said. I don't think he knows what he just said either.
Right. Like, if you want to say we made a mistake by just anointing Kamala Harris, I'll listen to that argument. But don't say we should have stayed and rallied behind Joe Biden. All right. Normally, we have these fun little games that Allison plays. Okay. I'll put together a music montage or we'll have some sort of trivia. Because Allison is so much younger than us, it's fun to see if she can relate. But this one's for you, Nige. So with the WWE Royal Rumble in town this weekend. I've got some clips together. We're going to play Know Your WWE Wrestlers based on things they say.
I heard you kind of played a version of this morning with Kendall and Casey, right?
Right.
With
Casey had an
Daniels.
all Stone Cold version. She had to finish the line. You just have to tell me who the wrestler is.
Man.
Okay.
Because I'm not as hardcore as you and Rob and Kyle Wells, who was just in here, our correspondent for Royal Rumble. So, all right.
I've got 5 catchphrases here. I've got the over-under set at 2.5. Allison, what do we think here?
Wow, low.
2.5.
I'd say under.
Okay. Number 1.
Indianapolis. Acknowledge me.
Who's that, Nige? Who is that?
Come on, man.
Acknowledge me. Who is it?
Don't know.
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
Main one.
0 for 1. All right, here we go. Number 2.
So I went to a bar and started drinking beer and more beer and more beer.
Stone Cold.
There you go. There's 1. You're on the board.
Oh.
1 and 1. All right, number 3.
This.
You got down on your knees, put your little hands together, and you said a prayer, and it sounded like this. Oh, dear God, my name's Billy, and I just won King of the Ring, but there's one problem. Everybody still thinks that I absolutely suck.
Who's that?
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
All right. You got 2 of them.
How many do I have left?
You've got 2 left. 1 more cashes the over.
I am the visionary. I am a revolutionary. I am Seth.
Seth
Rollins.
Yes! Seth freaking Rollins. There you go. All right,
All right,
one
so
more.
that cash? All right,
One more.
But right now, I just have one thing I want to know. Are you ready? I said, are you ready?
Undertaker.
Triple H. Triple H. But you got over.
I know. But
over 2.5. That's a win.
Pathetic.
That's a win.
All right, I'll take it.
Matt Bear, what's up?
Westbound 465 is stopped right now, Keystone Avenue, over to Meridian Street because of construction. It's a 31-minute delay, moving at 7 miles per hour on the average. 2 left lanes are blocked, and this construction will be going on through evening rush as they patch up some interstate there. Inbound 65 slows 21st to Meridian Ped, and heading into Fortville into the Pendleton area. Northbound 69 slow roll from Cynthia Ann Road up to State Road 13 because of construction that is blocking the left lane. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now it is 49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and we need 50 of you sexy sons of you-know-whats to go to the WIBC YouTube page and hit like. 50 gets us to 100. It's Friday. Let's have a good time. We're going to do another Beer Sample Friday in just a little bit. Is This Anything's on the way? This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
I fall in love with you more every single morning.
Babe, you're my favorite. My heart belongs to you.
At Shane Company, our fine jewelry says it all without saying a word. This Valentine's Day, give a gift they'll love. We have pieces you can personalize or classic gifts that are ready to go. Shop our collection of meaningful gifts, like necklaces engraved with flowers and a message of love. Or give timeless diamond studs or a stylish 14-karat gold chain. We have so many romantic gifts, no matter your budget. Just call us Cupid. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state back and forth dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then, 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
It's a new year. It's time to get your home Zero-Resified. Call Zero-Res and take 24% off all services for this month. Book online anytime at ZeroResIndy.com.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Do it. Big Nige, is this anything? A woman named Sabrina Coyne was arrested after allegedly throwing a brick through her ex-husband's window.
Uh-oh.
She tried denying it, but she was caught on video throwing a brick through her ex-husband's window.
And that wasn't me.
And also, the brick had a message on it commemorating their first date back in 2020.
You the one banging on here?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with my ex-husband. I banged on the door because he won't let me in. He took
You live
all
here
my
or no?
stuff.
Did you launch anything in there?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
If you cannot afford a lawyer
For what? Wait.
for breaking the window with
I
a
didn't
brick,
break the window.
we'll speak
I
about
did
that
not
now.
break the window.
If you want to speak to me about it, we can, but I have to read you the same
I want to
rights.
speak with you. Yes, I want to speak with you. I did not
Just
break
give me a
the
second so I
window.
can read your rights and then we'll go from there, okay?
Wait, officer.
Yeah, let's go to-
Officer, I did not break the
Officer, that's how we got down. We were, listen, officer, we were physical with each other. We loved it. It was our thing. It was kind of our fetish. He liked when I threw bricks through his window.
That's foreplay.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, our first date was in COVID of 2020. Don't you see the mask that I put around this brick? It was great. Yeah, that's something for sure. I love how
a mask around the brick.
I love how she was like, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me." And then you actually hear it spliced into that audio, the brick going through the window.
Yeah, the Shaggy defense isn't going to work.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Is this anything? Police in Oklahoma arrested a man after he allegedly broke into an escape room business. Here's Barry, who works in the same building as the escape room, talking about the arrest.
This is kind of an unusual situation. Usually the cameras do a real good job on the security part, but somehow he was able to get into the elevator area.
Yeah, do you guys know, and Allison, you're included in this, do you know what the escape room business is? Do you know what that is?
I've done one before.
I have too. It's so hard. And I did like the easiest one with my family, and my kids got more clues. It's like this thing where they lock you in to this room, and it looks like a big library or study, or has a bunch of different settings.
Right.
And they give you clues on how to actually escape out of this room. You're locked in. If you need a hint, there's somebody there watching you on camera that could talk to you on a walkie-talkie. I didn't get any of the hints. I didn't get any of the clues. I think it's funny this guy tried to break into an escape room. I don't know what that was supposed to accomplish. Allison, ever done it before?
I have, and I just get frustrated and I just sit down.
Allison prepares to die.
I just sit down. I let my brother-in-law figure it out or something.
I've accepted my fate. I'm not going to make it. Speak well of me when you live on.
It wasn't fun for me. Did you have fun when you did it, Hammer?
No, it was one of those work, team bonding things back when I worked in promotions.
Yeah.
And, I was the only dude. The only, real friend I had was our pal Anna, right? So we were just sitting around making fun of people and stuff, and, no.
And then people on the other end of the walkie-talkie, if you needed a hint, they'd get pissed at you. I heard a lot of sighing going on when I would ask a question at the other end of that walkie-talkie. Yeah, here's the thing. Look under the table.
You hear them yelling at their supervisor. Dave, these idiots need another hint.
Wasn't fun for me. Did not like it.
Yeah, if that's your thing, knock yourself out. I think there's one here downtown, but
there is.
Not my thing. Let's do one more.
All right.
Is this anything? According to new data, the chain restaurant Chili's is the hottest restaurant in America right now.
Okay.
Chili's sales increased 31% last quarter, and foot traffic went up 20%.
Yeah, I mean, people want to go have an experience. They want to go out to eat, but they don't want to spend $800, and Chili's hasn't raised their prices. Maybe a little bit. But if it's a choice between a $10 hamburger from Burger King and a $10 hamburger from Chili's, where are you going? They don't serve margaritas at Chili's or at Burger King. I used to go to Chili's every Wednesday back in the day in the mid-2000s. My wife, or my mom and my brother and my girlfriend, now wife, would go, and then I'd have an appearance at Bubba's East. Like a bar appearance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'd go have, because the margaritas were on special there at Chili's on West 38th Street back in the day. I don't know if they are still. Grab some chips, some salsa, a margarita on special, maybe some chicken crispers, which are the best.
Yes. Now, do they still have the recipe that I liked? Because they changed it for a little while, and I lost my plank when they changed the recipe for the chicken crispers.
I don't know. I haven't been to Chili's for a while, but now I'm going to have to try it again, I think.
One more time before break, around the horn.
Okay.
Your best impression of the old Chili's jingle. I'll begin. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. Chili's!
Baby back ribs. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back,
Allison.
back.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. Chili's. I won.
Barbecue sauce.
You win.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
I'm Patrick McCaffrey, basketball player at Butler University. In 2023, I stepped away from the game and got professional help when anxiety started to overwhelm me. If you're having a mental health crisis, assistance is available for you too. Just call the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, where a trained specialist will give you immediate support. That's what helped me, and it can help you too. Call 988. When you need someone who gets you, they got you.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Responding to complaints, cloudy and 48 degrees downtown. Your radar's clear. Tonight's low down to about 27. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:31. 13 complaints in as many days through a new workplace harassment reporting system in Indianapolis.
The system was created after an investigation started into sexual harassment at the city-county building, including claims against Mayor Joe Hogstad's ex-top aide, Thomas Cook.
That's bad. That's really bad. Now, granted, those do have to be investigated to see what the validity of those complaints are, but it's still concerning to me that we have 13 in the 13 days it's been open.
Republican City County Council Minority Leader Brian Mowry speaking at an investigative committee meeting on Wednesday. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Deportations have increased in the first couple of weeks of President Donald Trump's second term. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is criticizing some officials who aren't going along with some of those deportation efforts.
It's very interesting that Democrat officials in these cities who have been completely overrun and overwhelmed by illegal immigrant criminals would refuse support and help to cure this problem that has especially taken over their cities.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is expected to visit Central America soon to discuss any deportation plans. Tariffs are going to be imposed on Mexican, Canadian, and Chinese goods tomorrow. Here's Fox's Jared Halpern.
25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada, and a 10% tariff on goods from China will be implemented Saturday.
These are promises made and promises kept by the president.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt did not say if exemptions would be made for some imports, but pushed back on suggestions the tariffs will increase prices at the gas pump or grocery store.
I think Americans who are concerned about increased prices should look at what President Trump did in his first term.
The president has long threatened tariffs on countries he says are not doing enough to stop the flow of illegal migration or drugs into the U.S. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Round one of Indiana and Purdue men's basketball is tonight. Boilermaker head coach Matt Painter says his players are ready for anything IU may throw at them.
They play a couple different ways, obviously, when they have both their bigs in versus when Luke Goody plays the four. So, I think that's what jumps out more than anything, is just making sure you're prepared, to how they play the game.
Purdue's won 2 of their last 3 games. Tip-off tonight is at 8 at Mackey Arena. And the stock market is down to end the week. The Dow in the red by 337 to 44,544. The NASDAQ falling by 54 to 19,627. And the S&P 500 down by 30 points to close at 6,040. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:34.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess.
I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
With traffic at 435, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, northwest sign crash in the median, northbound, southbound, 465 at 71st Street. And right now, no delays here. We do have a slowdown, 86th Street up to 865. Also on the north side, westbound 465, still stopped from Keystone Avenue over to Meridian 31. That's because of construction with 2 left lanes closed, 20-minute delay right now. Inbound 69, stop and go traffic from 96 to 82nd. Northbound 69, heading up to Pendleton, stop and go traffic after Campus Parkway up to State Road 13. Another construction delay that's blocking the left lane. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Transform your bathroom with Dream Baths by B. New tub or shower conversions can be installed in as little as 1 day and at financing as low as $99 a month. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
After a rainy start to our Friday evening, the rain will slow down overnight. Clouds will be only partly overhead, and low temperatures will drop to 28 with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, my name is Nigel. Hammer sitting right across from me. He's actually standing with a very special in-studio guest.
Nobody knows more about the streets of Indianapolis than Matt Baer, the traffic beast. Man, tomorrow in the city, we've got a home Pacers game on a Saturday. Those things usually sell out. We've got the big Royal Rumble from the WWE at Lucas Oil Stadium. That's either a sellout or it's close to a sellout. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, it's really going to be a great weekend in downtown Indianapolis coming up. And with that, you get the traffic, too. You get the pedestrians, and we have to worry about safety for these things. So if you're coming downtown, plan on a couple of extra minutes. I already saw the Royal Rumblers out there. They had the championship belts and everything walking around when I was coming in this afternoon.
That was Kyle Wells.
That was it. Well,
yes.
Our previous producer.
Right.
Our former.
Now, this was an idea of my son, my youngest son, Jacob, and I agree with this 100%, so I'm going to run it by the brain trust in here. If you see somebody walking around with a championship belt, it's okay to start wrestling with them, and if you pin them, you get it.
Yes, absolutely. No, that's a fantastic idea.
You need somebody to be a referee and count 1, 2, 3, but if you see a person, even a kid, it's okay to go at them, and if you pin them, you get the belt.
I think you're obligated to. I mean, I think you should have to. I mean, this is championship weekend here in Indianapolis.
If you're going to walk
wrestling
around like Billy Badass, then all right, let's go then.
Even better if you have a bag with a python in it. Throw on the Ronnie Corcus after you pin them. Yes, I
maybe
think
just
be so
walking
around
with a giant 2x4 for that matter.
That would be the best.
Okay, as long as they're going old school.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So Georgia Street, which is normally like the big tailgate zone, you're telling me this thing's not going to be opened up until 2026?
Yeah, this is some big-time work that's going to be happening. Georgia Street closes soon, and it's going to be until 2026. And this has to do a lot with, like, creating a green space for the city hotel. That they're building.
Government-funded hotel?
The government-funded hotel they're building at Pan Am Plaza, 800 rooms, and it's just going to eclipse the skyline of Indianapolis. But they're creating a green space. So I'm okay with this, guys, just because with Georgia Street, it is going to reopen in 2026. It's not a commuter route, man. It's a downtown route for people to party on. And this is going to, I really think, by greening it up and making it more of a green space, it's going to attract more things to Indianapolis. I think it's going to be a lot of fun when it's done here in 2 years.
You can't get down there with a car, though.
Yes, right now you can. Absolutely. And you can't park there.
So Georgia Street will be eliminated, though, in terms of being a thoroughfare or a through.
You'll still, when it reopens in 2026, you'll still be able to drive on it, but I'm not sure why.
So what about those businesses? Like there's a Hooters there. There's some other stuff. Like, are they going to be just like screwed?
I really think when the construction is done, during the construction, you hope it doesn't hurt much because people really don't park on Georgia Street there to begin with.
Tell you something, Hooters is like Field of Dreams, okay? If you build it, they will come.
Hell yes. Next thing you know, a tilted kilt's opening up around the corner. I mean, we're
ain't no
baby. Red Garter expands.
ain't no metal fencing keeping people out of Hooters.
But man, the only thing that I hate, and look, I get it. Construction has to be done on like the Monument and Georgia Street, but I hate when we host big events and like you look out the window right now, Monument Circle looks like crap. I hate when it looks like crap, and it feels like this has been going on for a while.
It's been going on forever, and I'm begging somebody to talk about this. Get in there and figure out what is going on. I know they had a flooded basement at Monument Circle, and I know they had to redo that and rebuild it, and then they did the north end of the circle, and now they're doing the south end. It just looks absolute garbage.
I didn't know there was a basement. I didn't know there was a basement in the Monument Circle. I thought it was like the Alamo. I will say at least they had the north side of the monument done in time for Christmas for the lights. But yeah, this side, Hammer,
our side looks like ass.
Yeah,
awful.
Can you imagine driving around the circle all excited about the Christmas lights? Look at the beautiful soldier and sailor. Ooh,
it goes from holly jolly Christmas to Detroit real quick.
Right. You're just like, I don't think we want to go back around again. You know, we'll just take Market Street out of here.
Matt Baer, the traffic beast, with us. Talk to me about House Bill 1461. This is the road funding bill, right?
Yes, this is going to be a road funding bill for town projects, small cities, municipalities. And basically what it's saying, as I understand it, it is a tax on delivery drivers like DoorDashers and Uber Eats. And essentially, if a county, say Fulton County, I'm from Fulton County originally, if Fulton County would decide to ratify this tax, then there would be an additional fee, an additional tax with this DoorDashing. Then that money gets rolled back into that particular municipality, and they'll be able to use that to fix their streets and their road projects locally.
Now, if I'm a DoorDasher, right, I'm just going to be a little devil's advocate here. I'm thinking to myself, no, wait a minute. I'm out here working when most people choose not to. You got taxpayer money to run a hotel, but you're going to make me take some of my hard-earned work to fix the roads you're supposed to be fixing anyway?
Well, I can't get food delivered for under $5 to begin with a delivery fee. And this is going to be going up exponentially possible in some places. So think about it. Price eggs the way they are already. And then if you're getting DoorDash delivered to your home, food's going to get really expensive.
What do you call that? Is it Washington Street, right where Chick-fil-A is? What do you call that place?
DoorDash Alley.
DoorDash Alley.
DoorDash Alley.
where cars are parked 4 wide.
It's a junkyard
off the
illegal parking.
The sidewalk, yes.
If you turn the flashers on, those are I can park anywhere lights, apparently.
If your flashers on, you can parallel park on Washington Street. Just go horizontal across 3 lanes. It's cool. I think I've seen it done.
They teach that in driver's ed now. If you just want to park anywhere, just turn your flashers on.
That's it.
Question 16B. How do you park on Washington Street? Well, just turn your hazards
on. Matt Baer is one half of the Supporting Sobriety podcast. What is the piece of audio we've got today?
Today we're talking about different methods of recovery, and this is something that I've been researching a lot, and Ryan and I talk about a lot. My co-host Ryan Hedrick and I, he's our morning anchor here at 93 WIBC. Just so good and knowledgeable about recovery. But here, I was talking to the caregiver here a little bit about me being a 12-step guy, but being open to all different kinds of recovery. In my recovery, a higher power is mandatory, all right? In others, not so much. Some recovery programs incorporate cannabis. Others are based in religions, say Buddhism. Like Dharma, is it Dharma? Yeah, right? Dharma, Christianity, there are programs for that. As a caregiver, you may have something to say about some of these recovery programs, like you're supposed to be sober, but you're doing a bong hit. Your faith-based recovery is not our religion, the religion you grew up with. You may or may not have to come to terms by whatever recovery your alcoholic or addict chooses. Whatever your ultimate decision is, it'll be done with love because you rock like that. Okay, and what I'm saying, I'm not saying, hey, if you're a recovering alcoholic, go out and do a bong hit. That's not the point of that. The point is that there are different methods of recovery. Somebody once said to me, and you know, I'm spiritual, not religious, but somebody said something to me in a recovery center that always stuck with me. They said, if you have the big book in one hand and the good book in another hand, that is a powerful combination to stay sober. So the Bible in one hand and then the big book in the other. My point being is so much of this can come together in these spiritual principles, this goodness, this rebirth of our sober lives, this maturity that happens, that the object is to stay sober. That's what matters. Stay in recovery, stay sober. So no matter how you do it, if you're sober, it doesn't matter if it's religion or if it's 12-step, whatever it is, just get sober, stay that way, live the good life, man.
Matt, you know what I think is awesome? Whether it's Nigel and I or the radio station as a whole, we get emails or social media posts of people who listen to your segment and they respond in either a positive way or say, you know what? I listened to Matt and what he's saying is the truth, or I've decided to get help for myself or a loved one. Like, we get those once in a while, and I think that's awesome.
Well, thank you for saying so. It's when we get those messages, it's humbling to Ryan and I, just because of where we come from, and we talk about this. We're like, we can't believe this is happening. We cannot believe we have a podcast called Supporting Sobriety. 5 years ago, I was wondering if I was going to make it to the next Colts season. I mean, you know, and even before that, I'm like, am I going to get to see Andrew Luck play? That's how much of an alcoholic and how down I was. Are you going to make it? Seriously,
I think
guys.
the
I was
answer
like,
to that was no.
I think everybody's answer to that was no, unfortunately.
It's very much no. And the thing is, everything that's happening here, talking to you guys, chilling with Allison, and hanging out with the audience today is because of sobriety. It's because of God and the people that got us here, and we just are so blessed to do it.
And that being said, walk outside, find a kid with a belt, and pin him.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, I got a bag with a snake, and I'm at the Snake Roberts tonight. At sobriety_pod. That's where we are on X, Instagram. It's the Supporting Sobriety Podcast, Spotify, anywhere else. God bless you guys. Thanks for having me.
Matt, you're the best.
Love you.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
You know that Andy Moore Ford is the place to go for your car, for your truck, for your SUV, or your electric vehicle. And now you know that Andy Moore Ford is the only place to go for your commercial and fleet vehicles as well. Business owners, listen to me. You've got a fleet, right? You got the work trucks, you got the work vans. I don't know the configuration you need, but Andy Moore Ford knows how to make it happen. At Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, they have got the biggest Super Duty inventory in the whole state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for you and your business. And you could save thousands on medium and heavy duty commercial trucks because Andy always gives you more. Andy Moore gives you more. It's funny, but it's also true. With an expert team and a fast turnaround, they know how to keep your business moving. Talk to Andy Moore Ford today. Medium to heavy duty F-Series trucks, they've got you covered. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford, MOHR. AndyMooreFord.com.
Life-changing discovery should never be left to chance. IU Indianapolis is Indiana's premier urban research university, home to 50 research centers and institutes, which means our students don't just study groundbreaking research, they make their very own breakthroughs from day one. We're here to make the future happen. Bring on tomorrow. IU Indianapolis. Discover what's next at go.iu.edu/breakthrough.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Discussing end-of-life matters can be uncomfortable, but it's also necessary to ensure that loved ones' wishes are well known ahead of time. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. Up next, I'll share suggestions to help ease anxiety surrounding the talk.
Cardon & Associates offers the finest senior living options tailored to your loved one's needs. Reservations are now being accepted for new apartments at Copper Trace in Westfield. Visit cardon.com.
Direct, open, and honest conversation is the best way to discuss end-of-life wishes. Knowing your loved one's preferred treatments and desired arrangements will ready everyone for when the time comes. Also helpful, creating a will or trust to ensure assets are distributed accordingly. And consider an end-of-life doula to assist your family during the process. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIPC.com.
All right, Matt Baer, it's Friday. Let's get people out.
North side, westbound 465 stopped from Keystone Avenue over to Meridian. That's a 19-minute delay because of construction, patching the potholes with left two lanes blocked. Inbound 69 stop and go before 96th Street down to 82nd. Northbound 69 heading up to Pendleton, stop and go traffic after Campus Parkway to State Road 13. That is the left lane closed for construction. Inbound 65 slows from 21st to Meridian Bend, and a crash on the northwest side, Georgetown Road at west of 34th Street. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Transform your bathroom with Dream Baths by B. New tub or shower conversions can be installed in as little as 1 day and financing as low as $99 a month. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up a little bit after 5 o'clock, Indiana Senator Todd Young. Is he getting squirrely about confirming some of Donald Trump's cabinet selections? We will talk about that coming up. Right now, we've got some light rain. It's 47 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and we're doing it every hour today. Beer Sample Friday.
Right now.
Hammer and Nigel present Beer Sample
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beer's on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
What's the occasion?
Well, it's a big weekend here in Indy. We got the WWE Royal Rumble.
Right on.
In my hand right now, and I'm going to slide one over to you here, Nige. You also have one. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull American Lager. So there's a little theme to what we've been doing today,
Does
right?
it come with a pair of jorts?
Like a vest that you can walk around with no shirt on?
Yeah.
So let's crack one of these open. I think we've had these before.
Have we?
I don't know. I drink a lot, but I think we have.
El Segundo Brewing Company.
Take a little sipperoonie here.
Left my wallet in El Segundo.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Austin's Broken Skull American Lager.
I feel like this tastes better than Hulk Hogan's beer.
More flavor to this one.
Yes.
For sure.
lot more
Hogan's
flavor
beer
to
is
it.
a light beer. This one is more of a lager. Yeah, I like this one a little bit better.
I do too. So there's a little theme to what we've been doing here today. We had Hulk Hogan's beer. Now we've had Steve Austin's beer. Now, next hour, we got some friends coming in. Thompson Furniture and Mattress, who sponsor this segment.
Yeah, Spence and Nick are coming.
I don't know what they're going to bring, but maybe we can get them to wrestle. So it can continue the theme of everything going on here. Again, if you missed it, Indiana Senator Todd Young, he is starting to get a little squirrely. And I don't think some of the upper brass in the Trump administration appreciate it. You're going to hear from J.D. Vance. We got a quote from a White House staffer. All of that's coming up. Do not go anywhere. It's Beer Sample Friday on the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, at this point, I am trusting no one except for American Standard Heating and Air with my equipment to keep my house warm. If it's not an American Standard dealer, if it's not American Standard equipment, I don't want it. Here's Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome local independent American Standard dealers in Central Indy.
How about Family Heating and Air, the Morris family and their staff ready to take care of you for this nasty winter weather. You could call Rachel, Marcus, or Malia today to make sure that furnace is safe and ready to rock for these cold, cold nights. Family Heating and Air always encourages you to call them for a free second opinion. So if you've already got a quote from another company and something doesn't look right, you could call Family because nobody takes care of you like family. Ask about indoor air quality when you call 317-577-8077. Family Heating and Air, 577-8077. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Jewelry Gram, it's your friends at Shane Company here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. It's the most romantic day of the year to give and get fine jewelry. We have expertly crafted gifts for every type of sweetheart. For the one, we'll help you propose with the dream engagement ring. Come see our wide selection of hand-picked natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. In stock and ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Or maybe you'll fall in love with a natural, colorful gemstone. At Shane Company, we're known for our sapphires in every color of the rainbow. We have options for every style and budget. Get creative and design a custom necklace with meaningful charms, including 14-karat gold letters, engravable hearts, and birthstones. Our mother-of-pearl heart-shaped collection makes a perfect gift that's ready to give. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty, everyday competitive prices, and no-pressure shopping experience. Come see us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-210-8808. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show.
When retirement comes about, we're now relying on what we have saved to meet those needs.
Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
You can trust your flush to us. Howald Plumbers are the best in the business. Water heaters, leaky faucets or toilets, sump pumps, drain lines. Howald Plumbers keep water flowing. Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, where coming home never felt so good.
Coming up in 2 minutes, city employees already taking advantage of a new system to file the workplace harassment complaints. And a woman from Johnson County who thought she was God. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. It's cloudy with temperatures close to 50, but not quite there downtown. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
The president stands his ground. Elisa Brady, Fox News, just telling reporters for a second day the Black Hawk helicopter that collided with a passenger jet this week was flying too high.
Shouldn't have been out of its zone. It was at the same height as the airplane. Now, the airplane was coming down on its track. It was perfect. It was in perfect shape coming down, and something was in its way. You can't let that happen.
Also, again, putting some of the blame on what he calls weak hiring policies in the Biden administration. The NTSB holds a briefing later this hour. The crash investigation continuing as crews continue a difficult search of the Potomac River. So far, recovering 41 bodies of the 67 people killed. Also today, new restrictions on helicopters are in place around Washington's Reagan National Airport. President Trump doubling down on tariffs.
You see the power of the tariff. I mean, the tariff is good, and nobody can compete with us because we have by far the biggest piggy bank.
25% tariffs will hit imports from Canada and Mexico beginning tomorrow, and 10% for China over illegal immigration and fentanyl.
You know, China makes the fentanyl, gives it to Mexico, puts it through Canada, puts it through different places, mostly Mexico, but also a lot through Canada. And so all three haven't treated us very well.
The Canadian Prime Minister says only a fraction of the fentanyl comes from Canada and that he's ready to respond to tariffs. President Trump says there may be short-term disruption, but he rejects claims U.S. consumers will face higher prices. A second federal judge has just ordered a temporary pause in the Trump administration efforts to freeze federal funding. The president has defended a freeze on grants and loans to allow time to review how money is spent, insisting it does not freeze direct assistance to Americans. The latest order from a judge blocking the freeze comes despite the rescission of a memo ordering the freeze. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Complaints have been filed. Mostly cloudy with temperatures in the upper 40s. Nothing on your radar for now with rain possible later, and you'll have a low of 27 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. 13 anonymous complaints made in 13 days. That's what Indianapolis city leaders say they've received since putting together a system that allows employees to better report sexual harassment.
That's bad. That's really bad. Now, granted, those do have to be investigated to see what the validity of those complaints are, but it's still concerning to me that we have 13 in the 13 days it's been open.
Republican City County Council Minority Leader Brian Mowry at an investigative committee meeting Wednesday. This is all after multiple women claimed their sexual harassment complaints about former Deputy Mayor Thomas Cook were ignored by Mayor Joe Hogsett's office. There was a fatal shooting this afternoon at an apartment complex on the northwest side of Indianapolis that happened just before 1. Officers found a person shot at the Waterfront Terrace Apartments near Mulder and West 34th. The person shot died in the hospital. Nothing about a suspect has been mentioned yet. All police are saying is if you know anything, give them a call. A Johnson County woman who believed she was God was found not responsible by reason of insanity this week for shooting and killing her friend's husband. John Herrick reports.
Johnson County Prosecutor Lance Hamner discussed the reason the judge issued that verdict for Alicia Haupt.
Sufficient mental capacity to understand that what they did is wrong was what both doctors said. She didn't have that, and that's the definition under the law of insanity.
Police say Haupt shot and killed Jacob Harville and claim she was God while he was Satan in February of last year. They also say she tried to kill his mother, but the gun jammed. She'll be committed to a mental health facility. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
One of the best rivalries you'll find in college basketball resumes tonight in West Lafayette. Indiana men's basketball head coach Mike Woodson is expecting another physical and competitive game against Purdue.
We've had our battles with Purdue. Edie was a big part of what they've done in the past, but they haven't really missed a major beat. We're going to have to go in there and commit for 40 minutes.
Indiana's lost 4 of their last 5 games. Purdue's coming off a big win against Michigan and is ranked nationally. Tip-off is at 8 tonight. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, the north side is stopped on westbound 465 from Keystone Avenue over to Meridian 31, and that is because of construction blocking 2 left lanes. It's a 25-minute delay for maintenance and patching, and the left 2 lanes are expected to be blocked for the rest of evening rush. Eastbound 465, slow roll from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69, stop-and-go traffic from 96th Street down to 82nd. Looking at the north split, southbound 65, not horrible at the moment. Slow, though, from 21st to Meridian Penn at eastbound 70. Wide open from Harding Street into the south split. We are moving up to speed there. Traffic sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast. Freshen up your morning with Wendy's Breakfast like a breakfast baconator. Ready for a fresh wake-up call? Gotta be Wendy's. Available at participating U.S. Wendy's. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
After a rainy start to our Friday evening, the rain will slow down overnight. Clouds will be only partly overhead, and low temperatures will drop to 28 with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renard Sutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there hearing some chatter that Senate Republicans, rhinos, Republicans a name only. I don't know. Call them what you want. There's talk that they could block some of Trump's major name cabinet picks, specifically Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. Tulsi for intelligence, running the spy agencies, and then Junior with the health stuff.
So it seems like the Indiana Senator, Todd Young, may fall into one of these categories. Nigel, you and I were in my office yesterday watching the hearing with Tulsi Gabbard, and watching Todd Young, Indiana Senator, just freak out over what Tulsi Gabbard thinks about Edward Snowden was a little weird to me. Listen, I don't expect these senators to agree with every single thing these candidates have to offer, right? Yeah. But for Todd Young to just flip out about the Edward Snowden thing, is that going to be the difference? Is Tulsi Gabbard qualified for the job or not?
Allow me to push back on you just for a second. I don't know that I would personally characterize Todd Young's questioning of Tulsi Gabbard as flipping out. He was definitely trying to corner her about her support and the things she said about Edward Snowden. Is what he did illegal? Do you support him? Blah, 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 blah. I think he was dancing around it a little more gently than his Democratic counterparts. That's how I would characterize it.
I get that.
I hope. I don't know if you think that's fair or not.
I just thought it was weird. He took his entire time to talk about Snowden.
Yeah, that's a good point. For that, yes.
It wasn't just like it was a 1-minute thing. Oh, by the way, talk to me about Edward Snowden. Do you think this guy's a hero? He did this. He endangered this or that. I'll listen to that argument, but his entire time was about Snowden. And if he's a no on Tulsi Gabbard because of what she thinks about Snowden, that seems a little weird to me. Like, I don't think anybody will agree with any other person 100% of the time.
Snowden, by the way, the whistleblower, leaked classified documents, basically talking about the existence of global surveillance programs are real.
Right.
That's basically what it was.
And it's not just Tulsi Gabbard. It's RFK, too, like you said. There are some staunch, old-school, swamp monster Republicans that still don't trust Tulsi Gabbard and RFK because they used to have a D next to their name. Tulsi Gabbard, former Democrat. RFK Jr., former Democrat. But they saw what the party had done to them and decided, wait a minute, the beliefs that I have align with the Republican Party now. The Republican Party now is probably what the Democrats were 20 years ago, right? Anti-war, anti-government, anti-big spending. Like, you put all those things together, like 20 years ago, like all those rock bands that you used to play on X103 Nige, like Rage Against the Machine, we won't do what you told us. Well, they were talking about the Republican Party then. That's the Democrat machine now. They ran off people like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK, and even big-time supporters who are still Democrats like Bill Maher. They're a little on the side of, yeah, we got a crazy problem in our party.
I think Tulsi Gabbard was just an extreme example of the deep state running their own through the ringer. She was a congresswoman. She served her country. She was in Iraq, a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army Reserve. The stuff about her and Assad in Syria, you can have an argument about that. I don't buy it totally in terms of what her beliefs were, but she served her country. And the fact that Hillary Clinton looked at her on stage and in a camera somewhere, I don't know if she said it to her face, but called her a Russian asset, just was abhorrent.
Right.
Just that's what happens when the deep state, that's what happens when the establishment, the face of the establishment party in politics, you go up against her, all of a sudden you're a Russian asset.
If I'm Tillis, if I'm Young, if I'm McConnell, if I hear Hillary Clinton bashing one of these candidates, that should be an automatic vote yes for me, right? If Hillary hates her, that's got to be a yes for me.
Yeah.
But we're going to see what happens here. And if Tulsi misses out, because she's not going to get any Democrat votes, they all view her as Benedict Arnold, right? She left them, so she's not getting any Democratic support. It's got to be Republicans. Counting the fact that Murkowski and Collins are probably a no, she can't afford to lose much more. So it's going to come down to people like Todd Young. It's going to come down to Tillis and a few others on whether or not they like Tulsi Gabbard. Same thing with RFK.
She endorsed Bernie Sanders, by the way, back in the day.
She did.
Oh,
so let's see if Bernie returns the favor.
Yeah. Okay.
Last night, Vice President J.D. Vance went on with Sean Hannity, and he's got some thoughts for the Republicans who have slight issues with Tulsi. Not like major philosophical things, like one issue, Todd Young, with Tulsi Gabbard.
I do believe they're going to get across the finish line, but we're going to have to fight for each one, and we're going to have to make sure that Republicans, I think, we're different from Democrats, and in some ways I admire that Senate Republicans are a little bit more free-thinking, a little bit more independent. On the other hand, the president has made his selections, and the advice and consent power of the United States Senate should not be used to block people because you have one policy disagreement on one issue.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what we were saying in your office when we were watching Todd Young question her about Edward Snowden, of all people. Who
the entire time.
Some people abhor him. Some people think he's a hero for exposing the highly classified information that the NSA was happening within their walls.
Now, the Hill.com, political website, they claim White House insiders have told them that President Trump is prepared to go, quote, scorched earth against any Republican senator who votes against the confirmations of Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. Sounds like Kash Patel may be okay. Sounds like Kash is going to have the votes, which I am here for. I'm ready for that dude. But Tulsi and RFK, I think, need a little help. And according to The Hill, the old man, number 45 and number 47, ready to go scorched earth, quote, if they try to touch Tulsi and Kennedy, then it's war. That's an unnamed Trump advisor.
Okay. I mean, you watch those confirmation hearings and Bernie Sanders putting up the onesies with the little sayings from RFK Jr. Did you approve these onesies? I'm sorry. These people are jokes. The Elizabeth Warren with the same line, but the onesie thing with, Bernie Sanders was a player a decade ago. Huge, major name. And now all of a sudden, the onesies!
The onesies broke Bernie Sanders.
Oh, my God. I'm not even going to... Just go look it up yourself. I am exhausted. That took a lot out of me right there, by the way.
That was a solid Bernie meltdown, though. I'm not going to lie. That was a pretty good...
Am I going to walk to California? When he was doing his book tour and socialism and three houses and, am I going to walk to California?
Yeah, that carbon footprint.
Yeah, no kidding.
Flying private was pretty impressive there.
Shut
Bernie.
up.
Last night, they had these benefit concerts in California, Fire Aid, to benefit those affected by the fires in California. They had two different concerts going on, Kia Forum and the Intuit Dome. Kia Forum is where the Lakers play, I believe, and the Intuit Dome is the new stadium where the Clippers play. Now, I think the folks in Carolina had a similar concert. Allison, you told us about this a while back. Wasn't there like a country concert that was a fundraiser for
Yeah, I think like Luke Holmes and Morgan Wallen and that kind of country group did a benefit concert in October for them.
Okay, so last night was the one for the fire out on the West Coast. And tell me if this does anything for you here, Nige. Dave Grohl, he organized a Nirvana reunion with the surviving members last night. Now, Dave Grohl's daughter, Violet, sang the lead vocals, while Kim Gordon played the bass with the surviving members of Nirvana. And Dave Grohl, of course, on the drums. He was the drummer for Nirvana. Here's what it sounded like when they played All Apologies. That's his daughter.
Wow. Okay.
They had two different venues. They had like 27 different bands. They raised a bunch of money.
I'm ignorant here. I thought Chris Novoselic was the bass player and original co-founder for Nirvana, but somebody can inform me on who Kim Gordon, is that who you said? That's okay. I don't know. I thought it sounded good. Didn't you?
Yeah, it was fine.
I mean,
It was fine. I never was a huge Nirvana fan to begin with, right? Like the grunge era wasn't me. I was listening to like Death Row Records around that time. I was the Southside hip hop kid.
I was never a huge Nirvana guy either. I loved Nevermind. I loved the first album. I loved some of the other singles off there. But I just, okay, that's fine. Whatever. I love the Foo. I will say, Foo Fighters greater than Nirvana.
Hot take.
Oh, boy.
Hot take.
Oh, boy.
Matt Bear, what's going on with our roads?
I want to start in Madison County here. We're looking at southbound 69 as State Road 236, and it looks like we have a stall and some assistance going on the right shoulder. That has stopped us for about 2 miles. Still in Madison County, northbound 69 stop-and-go traffic after Campus Parkway up to State Road 13. That's a construction zone. We have a construction zone on the north side. Westbound 465 stopped from Keystone Avenue over to Meridian Street. And that is a delay right now, running about 25 minutes because of construction. 2 left lanes blocked through evening rush hour. And then eastbound 465 on the north side, that's a little bit slow. Michigan Road to Ditch. Inbound 65, 2 down slow from 21st Street to Meridian Penn. And eastbound 70 into downtown, looking as good as I've ever seen it. Traffic sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Want expert tax prep? Jackson Hewitt will give you $100 to switch. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
48 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Kim Gordon was, she was part of Sonic Youth, by the way. I'm not a Sonic Youth fan either, but yeah, I thought that sounded great either way.
Yeah, she was on the bass last night. Grohl was on the drums, and Violet Grohl was Dave Grohl's daughter.
Yeah.
She did the vocals last night. Coming up here at 5:33, Bob Price from Breitbart. He's going to get us up to date with the latest on this plane helicopter accident in D.C. We got another Beer Sample Friday on the way after that. But up next, are you okay with this?
Okay, January is almost over. Are your finances in order? Do you feel secure with your investment strategy as you head into tax season? Not entirely? No sweat. Trajan Wealth, your local trusted financial fiduciary, can help you find that peace of mind in your investment portfolio. Matt Bear here. Hi. Trajan's core philosophies include low expenses, manager tenure, and tax efficiency. A formidable foundation when it comes to investment strategy. Call 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com to set up your consultation. The first one is free. Trajan Wealth will completely review your portfolio, assess your risk tolerance, and customize a portfolio to your retirement dreams. And as a fiduciary, Trajan acts with their clients' best interest at heart, always and forever. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online.
Uh-huh.
I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
If you love designer brands and you love clearance, then you're going to love this. Macy's is having a huge designer clearance event right now with incredible new designer markdowns on cold weather styles from BCBG, Hugo Boss, Michael Kors, and more. How big are the markdowns? How about Coach boots for $200 or less? So if you're looking for the things you love all in one place, come in and shop the designer clearance event at Macy's today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we are so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved, so there is absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
It's a new year. It's time to get your home Zero-Resified. Call Zero-Res and take 24% off all services for this month. Book online anytime at ZeroResIndy.com.
Are you okay?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer, a Georgia man, ordered a $40 drill set from a Chinese company.
Okay.
The drill sets are pretty expensive, okay?
It's a good deal.
Yeah, $40 is a good deal. Georgia man, $40 drill set, Chinese company. But he only received a printed out photo of the drill. Here is Sylvester explaining what happened.
This is a picture of what they sent me. I paid $22.97 for a pressure washer, and this is what I get. It's a wrench to screw out the wall with. All this is bad, you know what I mean? Don't scam nobody. I just don't like to get scammed because, you know, if you spend your money, you want to get what you paid for.
What a bunch of BS. Are you okay with this?
Where is he from again?
Georgia.
Then yes, I'm okay with it. I'm glad he got screwed. Because let me tell you something about these hillbillies in Georgia. If you want to vote for Raphael Warnock, if your state wants to put that lunatic into office, if you want to go on the road in football games and bark at people and show how ignorant you are, you get everything coming to you. So I'm glad that this moron from Georgia didn't read the fine print and got screwed.
I don't know who you voted for.
Well, the state as a whole voted for Warnock. He lives in Georgia, so he's a part of the problem. He could have went door knocking if he was against her. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts he didn't. I'm glad he got ripped off. Georgia sucks.
Wow. Are you okay with this? A TikTok account called Catherine Hates Boomer. I could have stopped at TikTok, huh?
Nope.
A TikTok account called Catherine Hates Boomers is going viral after the woman claims she knows the real reason your boomer boss schedules so many meetings.
Boomers love meetings. They'll have meetings about meetings. Meetings make them feel important because next time somebody's trying to schedule something, like a doctor's appointment, the doctor says, can we do it on Wednesday the 12th? They can say, no, sorry, I can't. I have a meeting that day. Oh, you're an important person who has meetings. Anybody can email. Work is about showing your title. An email just does not convey that grandeur. They also love their paperwork, so they can file things away in a drawer to never be seen again. But having paperwork, that makes you important. That's why we can't work from home.
Please make this woman shut up.
I don't know what she's saying, but I know meetings resonate with you. Are you okay with any of what just happened there? Which I'm not sure what just happened there.
Yeah, that woman talking 105 miles per hour didn't really help. But
welcome to TikTok.
I hate myself for doing this. I really do.
Yeah.
And I don't like this any more than you do. I have to agree with the 105 mile per hour TikToker because meetings are soul sucking. They are the absolute worst. Like 99% of meetings could be an email, could be a text. And back when I was the promotional director here at WIBC, I was told you have to have these meetings every week. Well, why? What if you don't have anything to talk about that week? What if everything's going great? What if I'm really good at my job and it's smooth sailing? I'm not going to waste people's time.
What percentage of those meetings and promotion was productive?
2%, Nige. Maybe. And then they would give me crap if I canceled them because I canceled them all the time.
I thought you were going to say like 30.
No. Every once in a while, you got to talk about budget. You kick around some ideas. Hey, that was pretty fun. We had some open dialect. But half the time it was going around the room. You got anything? You got anything? You got anything? No, no, no. Feels like we got a lot accomplished here.
One more here. We're going to go to the last one here. Are you okay with this? In a poll, 24% of people said it's easier for them to fall asleep with the TV on in the background. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm okay with this. Are you?
I am the 24%.
Yeah.
I am okay with this. We got to have a lot of stuff going on, right? So my wife has to have a fan going to go to sleep. and the TV as well. I'm a TV guy, but if one of those things is not like on at the same time, then we can't go to sleep. So if you walk into our bedroom at like 1 o'clock in the morning, you're going to hear a loud-ass fan, a loud-ass TV.
Huge party.
Right. I'm probably snoring louder than hell.
Yep, me too.
So, yeah, it's a loud party going on there, but I am the 24%. All right, coming up next, our pal Bob Price from Breitbart. He's got the absolute latest on the tragedy at the Reagan Airport in Washington, D.C., and we'll also get his thoughts on some stuff happening at the southern border. We haven't talked about that in a couple days. He's got the latest. That's coming up right after the news with Harrison Silcox.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Police presence at an apartment, cloudy and 48 degrees out the circle. Your radar's pretty much clear, although some of you may be getting some light rain north of Indy. Low of 27 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:29. There was a fatal shooting in Indianapolis this afternoon. Here's John Herrick.
It was just before 1 o'clock Friday afternoon on the west side of Indianapolis. IMPD says a person had been found shot and rushed to a hospital with serious injuries and later died. Carl Wild School 79 was placed on lockdown as a precaution, but the lockdown was later lifted. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Washington, D.C. Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly says 28 victims from the plane and helicopter crash Wednesday have been found.
We expect to recover all of the bodies. We have that's why our teams are still working. We're going to have to work with the salvage company to do some of that work.
Investigators are planning to look into how high off the ground the chopper was. It's been suggested that may have been the cause of the collision. President Donald Trump says tariffs will be put in place against Canada, Mexico, and China tomorrow.
We have big deficits with, as you know, with all three of them. And in one case, they're sending massive amounts of fentanyl, killing hundreds of thousands of people a year with the fentanyl. And in the other two cases, they're making it possible for this poison to get in.
The Trump administration's offering a 28-day window before those tariffs are implemented, with the official start date the 1st of March. New charges have been filed against Attorney General Todd Rokita for reversing his admission of misconduct. Here's Ryan Hedrick.
Rokita faces new charges after contradicting his earlier admission of misconduct over false claims about Dr. Caitlin Bernard. After accepting a reprimand for criticizing her, he claimed his remarks were truthful, prompting the disciplinary commission to reopen the case. The commission will now decide whether to dismiss or pursue charges, potentially leading to a hearing, sanctions, or disbarment. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Don't let the mid-50s this week fool you. It's still winter.
We probably will get some snow. We're only in the middle of winter at this time, so to speculate that winter is over at this point, that would be a little foolhardy at this point. I think we'll certainly have chances for more snow as the winter goes on.
Jason Puma with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says no snow expected, at least in the near future. And with traffic at 5:32, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, on the north side, westbound at 465, that construction has lifted, and the front of the line is clearing out here. This is westbound 465 before Keystone Avenue. Still loaded up over to before Meridian, about a 3/4 of a mile before Meridian Street right now, but the construction has cleared. Inbound 69 slow from 96th Street down to 82nd. Inbound 65 stop and go 21st to Meridian Penn. And a crash heading up to Lebanon. This is northbound 65 before Lebanon exit 138 to Indianapolis Road. It's on the right shoulder, causing stop and go traffic to State Road 267, a 12-minute delay outbound. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
After a rainy start to our Friday evening, the rain will slow down overnight. Clouds will be only partly overhead, and low temperatures will drop to 28 with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 20. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Renard Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there still trying to piece together the tragedy that happened in Washington, D.C., where a Black Hawk helicopter crashed into an American Airlines flight that killed 67 people total. We're going to go to Breitbart Associate Editor Bob Price for an update. Just put out a piece on Breitbart.com about some of the things that were happening in the control tower the night of the Reagan National crash. Bob, how are you? Thank you for coming on and tell us a little bit about what you know in the update here.
Well, doing well, thank you. I want to send out my prayers for the families of everyone involved in this situation, not just the families of the passengers and crew, but the first responders and their families as well who are having to deal with this. It's a very tragic situation, and it appears that it may be a very avoidable situation, as Secretary of Defense said this week. So one of the things that happened, we don't quite know the impact of how it affected the scenario leading up to the crash, is that one of the supervisors in the air traffic control tower apparently allowed one of the controllers to go home early, saying that traffic was slow and they didn't need that extra person. Well, turns out that those two people, the one who was let go, that they separate radio traffic in that control tower. One controller handles the helicopter traffic that is passing not into the airport, but passing around airspace controlled by the airport. A second one handles the incoming and outgoing aircraft that are departing from the airport and arriving on the airport. So there was radio traffic where the controller asked the pilot of this Black Hawk if he saw the regional jet approaching into Reagan National Airport. And apparently, we didn't hear the reply, but apparently there was a reply, because then the air traffic controller responded and told him to pass that aircraft behind it. Instead, the aircraft turned toward the flight path of the jet and appears to have increased altitude from about 200 feet to about 350 feet, where it then collided with the arriving American Airlines jet. The helicopters are supposed to stay at or below 200 feet when they're passing through that corridor.
And Bob, I just want to make sure I've got everything lined up here, because I heard the audio yesterday that was released to the media and the public, where you hear the air traffic controllers asking the helicopter, do you see the jet, and get behind the jet. But I didn't hear any response. You're telling me there was a response from the helicopter?
Well, I've spent about 400 hours in single-engine aircraft flying in search and rescue missions and that kind of thing with Civil Air Patrol. So I have a lot of experience in talking to air traffic controllers. And generally, if they ask you if you see an airplane in front of you, they will keep asking that question until they get a response. They want to make sure that you actually see it, because that puts a responsibility on you then to stay away from that airplane. So the fact that they then responded giving him instructions to fly behind the aircraft tells me that they probably got a response, even though we didn't hear it on the actual radio traffic. And there's technical reasons for why that is. They're broadcasting on multiple frequencies. The frequency that we were monitoring on that recording may not be the frequency that the pilot was replying on.
Bob Price covering what happened in Washington, D.C., Reagan National Airport. One of the things you talk about in your article at Breitbart.com that is up now, not only was one tower controller doing the job of two on the night of that crash, but you also talk about how the New York Times is reporting that this particular airport and control tower was understaffed.
We have a staffing issue nationwide for air traffic controllers. It's been a problem for a long time. It's a very stressful job, and it doesn't pay as well as it probably should based on the responsibilities that these people have. So there has been a problem for that, but also it came to light that during the Biden administration, they were placing more emphasis on diversity hires rather than trying to find the most qualified people to do these very technical, very strenuous, very stressful, and very, as the president said, it's a job that requires a lot of intelligence. You've got to be able to look at all these moving parts and predict not only where they are, but where they're going to be 5 minutes from now. Planes moving at different speeds, different angles, different altitudes, all these things going on at the same time. And you've got to be able, we need the brightest and best people possible doing this job, not just somebody that checks off boxes in a DEI checklist.
Bob, is it normal for air traffic controllers to send somebody home and, say, hey, I'll take this, you take a break, you go home sick, you go home early? Is that a normal procedure?
I think it is. These guys are working 6 days a week generally because of the staffing shortages and stuff. So I think when a supervisor feels like the traffic has slowed to the point that they can afford to do that, they do it. And we don't know that actually contributed to this crash, the fact that there were two people, one of them gone. But it certainly, would it have been better if there were two people there doing this communication? Probably. But, the fact is, why did this pilot of this helicopter not see this jet aircraft in all of its landing light glory flying straight at it at the same altitude?
We're speaking with Breitbart associate editor Bob Price. Has a new piece up at Breitbart.com on how one tower controller doing the job of two on the night of the Reagan National crash. I'd like to do a hard pivot with the time that we have left. You also cover much of the southern border, what Donald Trump has been doing with these executive orders and deportations. How are these going right now? How are the border encounters, illegal and border encounters going? Have they dropped? And are states and cities working with ICE on the federal level to help deport some of these criminals?
Well, what a great 10 days, almost 2 weeks that it's been since President Trump took office. We saw an immediate impact. One of the things that I've said for a long time is the way you stop illegal migrants crossing the border is they have to know with absolute certainty that if you illegally cross the border, you're going to be returned either to Mexico or to your country of origin. The president put that into place immediately. Within minutes of taking office, he signed executive orders doing exactly that. And so the impact is that at the end of the first week of the president's administration, border encounters dropped by 55% along the U.S.-Mexico border.
Imagine that. That's and that's incredible. And so are you seeing and there is still pushback in certain cities that are claiming to be sanctuary cities?
Well, there is. And you see these liberal mayors in Denver and Chicago that are saying that they're going to interfere with ICE operations in their area. And so far, I think the border czar Tom Homan has put the word out that if you do that, you will go to jail. And so we haven't actually seen that come to light. There were operations in both Chicago and the Denver area this week, and there was no interference by anyone. The other thing that the Trump administration did that has been extremely effective in this is they brought all the alphabet soup law enforcement agencies to bear as de facto immigration agents. So you're seeing these teams go out, and it's DEA, FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals, all of these different agencies that are going with the ICE agents to increase their manpower to be an overwhelming force when they encounter people that these criminals, they're going after criminal aliens, many Tren de Aragua gang members, that type of thing, and rounding them up and taking them into custody and getting rid of many of them.
Incredible work. Incredible work from Bob Price, associate editor, Breitbart. You can find his work at Breitbart.com. Thank you on both fronts for your coverage today and the updates, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Again, every hour today on our show, we're doing a Beer Sample Friday.
It's been a good day.
It's been a good day. We'll do another one coming up next.
Mark Dietel is the only local Indianapolis real estate expert I trust with the sale of my home, and I would trust Mark and his team to find me a new home as well. Look what happened with Crystal in Franklin. She was moving to Kentucky and needed to move fast. When she got the Mark Dietel marketing plan, she was blown away. The plan worked. Crystal got full list price in the first weekend. Just like that, Mark and his team got it done.
Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That is what separates Mark Dietel from the competition. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today. At least start a conversation. 317-755-4232 or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Why not start 2025 with a great new deal from Tom Roush Lincoln? Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, now $12,000 off, and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. So start the new year with a new car from Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP $104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP $61,695. Offers good through January 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't forget, buy your tickets right now for the Hammer and Nigel Show bowling event, Red, White, and Bowl, presented by Jack Daniels. Buy your tickets now. If you got paid today, strike while the iron's hot. See, strike. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Get those tickets right
good.
now. Matt Bayer, what's up?
Looking at northbound 69 in Madison County, still stop and go traffic. It begins a couple miles after Campus Parkway, and then you grind up to State Road 13 because of road construction. On the north side, the construction cleared. Westbound 465 from Westfield Boulevard to Meridian. We still have some slow traffic over to 865, but we are moving in that area. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
46 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and it's Beer Sample Friday.
Right now.
Hammer and Nigel present
Beer Sample
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beer's on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Yeah, get you some. Brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now, here's how dedicated Spencer and Nick and everybody from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus are. Usually they sponsor this program. We say their name. They provide some monetary compensation. They provide the beer that we sample on the air. We do it one segment per show, 1 week out of the, 1 day out of the week. Now, today is special because Nick and Spencer are live in studio, along with Spencer's beautiful wife, Heather, and the rest of the crew are here.
Let's go!
Guys, Spencer, Nick from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. How are you guys doing?
Great. Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us.
Now, even what blows my mind even more, Hammer, is that they came to bring us some beer to try on the air here during this segment, and now they're leaving after this to go to a concert. But it's not a concert down the street. Spence, where are you guys going after this?
We're going down to Brown County for the Yacht Rock Review. So
Okay.
We're going to go right back by our house. After
Christopher Cross or Michael McDonald. Pick one, the other one dies. Who you got?
I'm going to leave it up to Nick.
Nick?
Michael McDonald.
Nick and Spencer brothers, of course.
Okay, forget.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So you guys all came up here to hang out with us.
Yeah.
To do the segment, and then you're going back to enjoy.
It was perfect. We had everybody. So Jason threw it out there. It's like, this will actually be kind of fun. Let's be like the good old days. So we're just going on a little road trip.
Man, I love when I hear you tell Nigel and I that so many Hammer and Nigel listeners come down to your store in Columbus. Like, I think that's awesome.
I think we had one today.
Really?
Maybe 3 today. This guy named Arnold out of Franklin.
Right on.
Arnold and Franklin, my man.
Guy from Greenfield. So, I was telling Jason that constantly the following that you guys have, and they're great people. So your customers, your listening base, people of WIBC have been great to us. So thanks to you guys.
But it's not one-sided. I mean, you guys, the Thompson Furniture and Mattress and Columbus people, just treat everybody like family, and it's a family business that's been around since what, the 20s?
Yeah.
Do I have that right?
No, it is. So this is our 98th year.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And Nick and I being 4th generation, it means a lot to us.
4th generation.
When you opened up, Bernie Sanders was 40.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, he's still around. So we are too. So as long as Bernie's around, I think we can make it.
Well, you guys have been such loyal partners with us. Like, you guys took a chance on us when Nigel and I first got the keys to this afternoon show here. Yeah. And it's been such a great partnership, and the stuff you guys have. I joke about Nigel all the time. The Tempur-Pedic mattress I have, it's a family member. Like, I buy it Christmas gifts. That's how much I love that mattress that I got.
I want to take it with me when I go on trips.
You miss it, 100%.
I want to ship it, for sure. All right, so you guys sponsor Beer Sample Friday. Nick, I believe you were instrumental in choosing which beer for us to sample live on the air here for this segment.
Well, it's kind of football season, so
sure.
I contacted my buddy at Hog Molly, Lou, and he said, I got the perfect beer for you. So we have a Blood Orange Sessions IPA.
I like a good orange. You know me, I like a good orange.
Yeah, and Hog Molly is a fairly new brewery down in Columbus. Been around for a few years.
I dated her in high school, I think, Hog Molly. It was. They're not all 10s, Nick. They're not all 10s, man.
We've had Hog Molly before, but I don't think we've had the Blood Orange before. So where is it at? Where's the
down
brewery
in Columbus. Good people, and this is great. So happy to be here.
All right, let's take a little sip-a-rooney here. Cheers, everybody. That is good, as Cousin Eddie once said.
Very good.
What kind of stuff you guys got going on down at the store right now? Any deals, any specials? It feels like President's Day. Everybody freaks out about mattress sales. Are you guys doing anything?
President's Day is turned into a big one.
Spence?
Yeah, President's Day mattresses. There's always a popular time. But Nick and I just came back from the Las Vegas furniture market and just trying to kind of freshen things up, bring new stuff in. So we got a lot going on and a lot about to happen. So it's pretty exciting for both of us, our customers, our business, everybody. So
yeah, we're all excited.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I think it's been a couple of years since Hammer and Nigel have done a live broadcast from the venue down there in Columbus.
Yes.
We had such a blast there a couple of years ago.
Right. There was one dude we had to pitch in and get him an Uber to go home.
Right. No.
Right.
We didn't. Spencer did. Spence, Thompson Furniture Mattress.
One of the hemorrhoids or Nigerians may have been overserved.
We all know that guy, but he was having fun.
Yeah.
That was all right, but I'm going to put you on the spot. We need to do that again this summer, man.
We get asked all the time, and we want to do it. I think
we get asked,
early fall. Yeah,
people talk about it still. They're like, when are they coming back? When are they coming back? When are they? So it needs to be on the schedule.
Let's do it. And you got 30 seconds left here. Where, like, if people want to hang out with you tonight, where are you going?
We're going down to the Brown County Music Center.
Yacht Rock Review.
Yeah.
Love it.
And if they want to buy something, where can they go?
We're in Columbus, thompsonfurniture.net. Call or text us. We'd be happy to help.
I'll give you your personal private number out here in just a few minutes, okay?
Cheers, everybody. The weekend is underway.
Love it.
Guys.
Thank you.
Is credit card debt ruining your life? Did you know you have a right to settle that debt for much less than you owe? DebtBlue has helped people just like you resolve millions of dollars of high-interest credit card debt. They can help with payment relief, the burden of rising inflation, and have a large portion of your debt wiped clean. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, a free 10-minute phone call could save you thousands. Discover how to reduce or completely resolve your credit card debt. In fact, we are so sure that we can reduce your debt that we offer the DebtBlue Success Guarantee. We don't get paid unless your debt gets reduced or resolved. So there is absolutely no risk to call. For your free debt resolution plan, call 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355. The call is free. The consultation is free. The more you owe, the more you can save. Call now. 800-908-6355. That's 800-908-6355.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Uses